Well, a very good evening to you, boys and girls. It's Thursday night, the 19th of March. I had up there for a moment, 29th of March for some reason. No, it's the 19th of March, 2020. A very good evening to you, boys and girls. Welcome to our little Thursday night phone-in. Welcome along. Here we are again. I have again been out for my little walk this afternoon. I'm much enjoying walking over the forest at the moment. Not only that, I found some boots. I found some boots I've completely forgotten about. Now, I'm not aware of boots very often unless it's really wet and muddy outside, which we do get down here. And, of course, up in Lincolnshire, it can get very muddy up there. Or if there's snow on the ground. Because I discovered some years ago, although we haven't had any snow at all this year, I don't think we've had a single flake of snow here in Bracknell. I'm just trying to remember. I don't remember seeing any snow at all here this year. But, of course, if you've ever been on a path with snow or ice on trainers, you'll know how blooming dangerous that can be. Dear me, let me tell you, I've gone over more than once. And as you get older, you fall over. You no longer fall over. Have you noticed that? When you get older, you no longer fall over. You have a fall. Do you know what I mean? Perhaps you know Aunt Doris down the end there. Did she ever fall over? Did you see her recently fall over, or did she have a fall? I wonder why that is. Why that changes like that. Anyway, so I bought these boots 5 years ago, actually, in Florida. When I was doing the designer outlets there, so cheap. So I don't know so much at the moment because the pound to the dollar is just dropping like a stone. It's going down and down and down. But not that you can go to America at the moment, of course, because you can't. The designer outlets there, I'm a great fan of going to those whenever I go to America. And when I went to Florida, which is 5 years ago, I can't believe that. I took my nephew for one of his birthday, or was it a Christmas? I think it was actually a Christmas present. I took my nephew away to Florida about 5 years ago. I think he was 17 at the time. And we had the most fantastic holiday. We really did. We did the whole Disney thing and Great Universal. We went on a helicopter for a fly over Florida. I can't tell you how good that holiday was. We had the most fantastic time. It wasn't anything particularly special, the hotel. I think it was a 3-star hotel. We had an apartment, so you went in through a hallway. As you got to the end, on the right-hand side was his bedroom. Then we had a living room and a kitchen type thing with a telly in there. We had a balcony. We were right at the top. Fantastic view. We had a balcony. And I had my bedroom at the other end. It was the most fantastic holiday ever. I'll tell you. Thanks very much for your messages coming in there. I shall come to those in a moment, boys and girls. But nevertheless, one of the things we did, apart from doing the Disney thing and all that business, is we went to designer outlets. They had them at both end of a place called International Drive, which is kind of the main touristy type hotel place there, sort of for the Disney places and all that. So we're on International Drive. Either end, they have a design. I think actually, or is it at just one end? Oh, I can't remember now. Doesn't matter anyway. So we got these designer outlets. And one of the things I bought there years ago was a pair of Timberland boots. And I discovered that I had those just sitting there in the kitchen, sort of next to the washing machine, where they're kind of out of the way, only to be used occasionally. So for my walk today, because I've been going over there in trainers, well, as you know, you've only got to step in one very shallow puddle and that's it. Wet feet. It's not fun having wet feet, as you well know. Nothing worse than having wet feet on a walk. So I put these trainers on today, and there I was, happily walking in as many puddles as possible. A nice dry feet, so I'm very, very pleased about that. That was my walk this afternoon, and as I put them on, it just reminded me of that wonderful holiday that I'd possibly one of the best holidays I've ever had. The one with my nephew 5 years ago, and I've got videos and that to look back on that one. I can't believe it's 5 years ago. God, there's loads of videos up there of that somewhere. I'm not quite sure where they are on my YouTube channel there. All right, let's say hello to some of you then tonight. Let's see who's in the house. I'm just firing up the text-in number. Also, I'm very pleased that I've now found a way that the phone will ring visually to me, but not over the air, if you see what I mean. It's very annoying sometimes. You're sort of halfway through a bit of chat and suddenly it starts ringing. Dun 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 dun, which is very, very nice. Very, very annoying. But now it should just ring and pop up on my screen so I can see it there. Good afternoon to Gary. Afternoon, Gary. He started his own live stream last night. Talked for 15 minutes and realised I'd not pressed the stream button. Oh, Gary, I don't know if you're with us today. As I say, I'll just come to messages in a moment or two. But yeah, we've all done that, Gary. But I've done that. I've done that before. I've been sitting here before doing my chat, and when I'm doing the chat, I'm concentrating on doing the chat rather than messages that are coming in. And you do your piece, whatever, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then you look over and people are screaming at you that the microphone isn't on. I've done it more than once, Gary. Don't even worry about it. It's annoying, but just laugh it off and carry on if you're there today, Gary. All right, okay, let's see who's there. Hello to Heidi. Good morning, Heidi. In London there. Evening, Heidi. Hello to Tony King, RV Media in the house. Evening, RV. Colin Coates, good evening. Hello to the lovely Rachel. More good evening, Rachel. Diane Jebb, evening. Tony King. Fran Green, hello, sweetheart. Mark Bowles in the house. There's Mari. Evening, Mari. Nice, you're colourful. That's what we need, colourful. I've got one of my T-shirts on today. I've got a yellow one on today. You can't get these ones. No yellow T-shirts available. Special for me and great nieces and nephews only. No yellow T-shirts are available. I've got white and black only. White and black T-shirts available for a £10 PayPal or an £11 Super Chat. There you go. There's the PayPal thing. If you ever want to do, if you want one of the T-shirts that we've got loads now. Medium, large, and extra large. I haven't got them up here actually. They're all downstairs because they take up quite a bit of space. But there's loads of those now. £10 on PayPal or £11 on the Super Chat there, okay? Evening to Jason Hughes, just texting in this evening as well. Evening, Jason. We do like a bit of colour, Mari. We're trying to keep our spirits up. The Queen was very good. I haven't seen her speech yet, but I've seen a couple of write-ups in the paper this evening that she was chatting away there on one of her speeches. So good morning to you. Okay, let's have a look there. Beg your pardon, just a moment. Did we do Mandy? There's Mandy. Well, she came and she gave without taking. Good morning, Mandy. Mandy is in charge of pain and suffering, this channel. If you step out of line, we do send Mandy round and she dishes out pain and suffering, so be very careful. We like people to behave on here. We don't want any panic buyers on here either. If you've just gone out and bought 8 million toilet rolls, then shame on you. Shame on you. Now, we have got... This evening, my dear friends at BBC Radio Lincolnshire have tweeted, how much toilet paper do you need? Okay? So we'll come to that in a moment. That's going to be our first little thing to do today. A little bit of amusement for you, my darlings. Okay? Good evening, Matthew Van. Evening, young Matthew. Hello to Paul Jordan. Evening, Paul. Welcome to our late night show. Hope you'll be around for a little bit. It's just a little bit of fun that we do most mornings and Thursday and Sunday nights as well. Hello to Simon Gilman, who's frustrated with the virus. He can't go out, watch football, even meet friends. I've had to go for a walk, otherwise I'll get mad, which is exactly what I'm doing, Simon. I'm going for walks at the moment, walks. I've had no contact, really, with anyone for a few days now. And I'll be honest with you, I'm okay. I'm okay. On the other hand, I can come in here, sit down, turn this thing on and start doing this. Which kind of, I think in a way, does keep me sane. I'm sure it keeps me... I say that, very lightly. As you know, I should be registered insane, to be honest. But then again, you know that. You know that. And similarly for you, you might not be sitting there doing shows, but I'm sure you can sort of FaceTime friends and WhatsApp video and Facebook video and Twitter video and all that business, Anyone can sit there and fire up a mobile phone and do a little show now. They're going to be doing that, you see. It's all right, isn't it? Joey, evening to Joey Millen as well. Joey Millen there. Fran says it's a couple of months, very frustrating. Yes, it is. It's 2 months that you'll never get back. On the other hand, Simon, by doing that, You don't know. I mean, the numbers are very low of people that are dying. Very, very low. Minuscule, in fact. Minuscule. But nevertheless, that could be you if you go out. You know, you need to avoid it as much as possible, the old wooden box, don't you? You know, and besides, quite honestly, Simon, we can't afford to lose viewers. Not on this channel, dear. You know. I should be very, very upset if any of you die. Well, I can't afford to lose viewers, dear. It's bad enough trying to keep going as it is. Evening to Colin K. Evening, Colin. And there we are. That's everyone there. Alrighty. Now, first of all, boys and girls, we have our toilet paper calculator this evening. Now, I'm going to open the phone line immediately. Okay. So that phone line's open now. We've got a phone number. Where's that now? Phone number. Now this little box is supposed to make things easier, and it's. I'll be honest with you, I can never remember where the buttons are, so I'm kind of looking down, which is the same as looking up. But there we are. I like pushing buttons. There we go. Phone line is open now. If you want to call in, 0208 144 3477. That's the phone number. RV Media's been for his haircut. Came straight home after. Yes, as you can see, I do need a haircut at the moment. At some point, I'm going to do it. I might do it tonight. I might do it tomorrow morning. I don't know yet. I've got this thing, and I'm got to be brave enough to try and do it. I'm going to try and do a DIY, and we'll try live video in it as well. Okay? Don't know when, though. It could happen at any time. At any time. So if you want to call in, the number's 020 8144 3477. That's our phone-in number. Just a reminder, that's different to the texting number on the left-hand side there, okay? The texting number, if you can't get to a keyboard tapping thing and you want to text anything to the show, it's 07551 259 675 for your texts, or if you want to call in, it's 020 8144 3477. And we've got a call coming in straight away there. A very good morning, good evening to you. Who's that, please? Oh, it's Roy. Roy Brownlow is in the house.
The toilet roll.
Evening, Roy. How are you today?
Say again.
What?
What did you say, Houston? Say again.
I say a very good evening to you, Roy Brownlow, calling in from Derbyshire.
That's right. We're men are men and sheep are worried.
Derbyshire. Are you calling in about your toilet roll problems?
I haven't got a problem, mate. I've got 60 rolls.
How many have you got? 60 rolls?
I took your advice. You know, when you kept advising people, buy them on Amazon.
Yeah.
Well, I bought some probably a day, 2 days before everybody kicked in.
Very good.
And I got 60 rolls.
Very good. Very good. Now, I'm going to tell you how long... I'm going to tell you how long that's going to last now. Let me just get it. It says rolls you have. Okay, so I've got a sliding scale here on my thing. Rolls you have. So you've got 60 toilet rolls. I'm going to have to ask you a personal question now, Roy. Right? Can I ask how many toilet visits do you do on average in a day, please? Thank you. Waiting. Have you gone?
No, I'm here. 2.
2 visits to the toilet a day. Is that all? Okay.
Oh, mate, I don't waste it.
2 visits to the toilet a day. Okay, let's have a look there. Your toilet rolls will last, you're very pleased to hear, 480 days. Fantastic.
Well, you didn't ask me how many sheets I use.
That's,
You didn't ask me how many pieces of sheets
Well, I
use.
don't know how many sheets you use. That's not on here. Hang on a minute. Let me see. It's got advanced options. Let's see. Aha. Average number of wipes per trip, it says here.
Well, I wipe it twice with 4 sheets.
Okay, so we'll say 2 wipes per trip. How many sheets per wipe?
4.
4 sheets.
Always.
4 sheets per wipe.
Very OCD.
4 sheets per wipe. Have you any idea how many sheets there are on a roll? It's usually about 160.
Hold on, I'm going to get the packet.
Oh, yes, please do. It's very, very important to get these figures correct.
Just walking through the mansion. This might take half an hour to get to the toiletry area.
Very, very important to be accurate with your information.
Okay, we're in the toiletry area.
Thank you.
I've had my men servant fetch me. What was the question?
How many sheets are there?
150 sheets per roll.
How many?
150 per roll.
Oh, it doesn't go down. Oh, hang on. Yes, it does. 150. Okay. Right. And there's how many people in your house?
It's just me, but then at the weekend there's 2 kids, so...
Just you.
So let's
okay.
make that 2 people because they probably can't as one because they're only here for the weekend, aren't they? So.
Right. Now, it says days of quarantine. I'm not quite sure how that works. Days of quarantine, it says 14. So we'll leave that as it is because I don't know what that means.
That's how long if you've got put in quarantine.
Right, okay. And it's saying... Oh, I'm afraid... I don't actually, is that longer? I think that's longer. Your toilet paper should last 563 days. So you've got about a year's worth there. Or...
2 years, Chris. Oh, no... What's in it? 365 days in a year,
365 days in a year. About a year and a half.
Nearly 2 years.
Year and a half. Year and 3/4, something like that.
Yeah, year and 3/4, something like that.
Yeah. So that should last 4,021% of your current thing of your quarantine. That's excellent news, isn't it, Roy?
Yeah. Well, yeah. And if that runs out. At the back of my house is allotment, some massive rhubarb leaves on there.
Oh, no, yeah, but they're a little bit shiny, aren't they? A little bit slippery.
Oh, you just get one with a caterpillar on, so you've got something to rub on it.
Oh, how awful! Well, that is good news. And aren't you glad you took my advice there?
Yes, yeah. And they're lavender scented. They're not cheapy, crappy ones. They're double quilt, lavender scented.
I know the ones you've got. Can I just give you another little bit of advice there, Roy? Those lavender scented. So put them in a cupboard and close the door and go back.
Mate, you walk into my toilet, it smells gorgeous.
Exactly, and it's lovely.
And now today, on arrival today from Amazon, because I'm a valued customer, they keep delivering to me.
Yes.
10 bars of carbolic soap.
Carbolic soap? I don't think I've used that for years, that stuff.
Yeah, carbolic soap. Oh, the 10 bars of carbolic soap. They've arrived there. I've got 3 bars away.
Yeah,
my ex. But the 1 bar, I've cut into small pieces, put in a spray thing, shook it up, hand wash.
Well, I would never have thought of doing that. That's clever. Yeah, I see where you're coming from there. That is clever.
Disinfectant hand wash. And it makes your hands smell of carbolic soap every time you use it.
Lovely. I mean, I've got the liquid soap that you push.
Have you had a problem?
I've got the liquid stuff that you push down on the top there, and it just comes out the air. But to make your own, that's very clever. Very clever.
Chris, have you had a problem buying food?
There are sometimes I've gone in and there hasn't been certain things, but I've just kind of replaced them with something else. Really.
I mean, I already had toilet roll, so obviously I was covered for that. But I'm quite lucky. I live within 10 minutes walk from my house is a bakery where they actually make bread, and they've got a shop on the front, so there's no problem there. And then walking the other way is a slaughterhouse with a butcher's on the front, so there's meat.
Oh, I can't be doing those slaughterhouses, dear. Oh, no.
I know you don't eat meat, but, you know, well, you can walk the other way. There's the greengrocers the other way.
The greengrocers and the bread sound nice to me. One thing I do eat a lot of, and usually I've got loads of them because I buy them in bulk. Unfortunately, I'm down to 4 cans, and that's baked beans. I can't get hold of any baked beans.
Do you have a Jack Fulton's? Do you have that up there, up south?
A what?
Jack Fulton's. It's a bit like in Iceland.
No. Funnily enough, you should mention Iceland. I've signed up with them. With them. Do you know, I've never, ever done shopping online. Never done that, as in food. Is it something you do often?
No, I'm quite enjoying this virus and going around little local shops I've not been in for years, to be truthful. But Jack Fulton, if you've got a Jack Fulton, which you probably haven't, 3 bins of HP beans for £1.
Yeah,
3 tins.
Lovely.
Or 60p per tin for Heinz.
My favourite baked beans are Branson. I like Branson baked beans.
I think they're 3 for £1 as well.
That's right. Yeah, usually 3 for £1 or 4 for £1.50, something like that.
But on Amazon, £1 a can.
Well, there's this place near the Caravan called we call it the Tin Shop, and in there you get a great big case like that, unlabelled. Some of them out of date, and they're like £1.40 for about 12 cans. Very nice.
Yeah. Beans don't go off.
Those. But I'll have to keep an eye out for baked beans at the moment.
But for Chris, I could live in what I've got in the cupboards now and in the fridge 3 months.
I would imagine I could do the same, to be honest, because you're on your own as well, aren't you?
Sorry?
You're on your own as well, aren't you, at the moment?
I am, but I mean,
Yeah.
my two children come. Well,
Yes.
three if the oldest comes as well. But they only come Saturday and go home Sunday. So yeah. So I mean, I've been out shopping, and I mean, I've been split up with my ex for 8 years, but I still did some shopping for her today. Got her some bits she couldn't get.
Yeah, that's very good of you. Very good of you.
Yeah,
Is she on her own?
It just reminds her what a great loss she's got when she hasn't got me no more.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, please do me a favour.
So,
you
yeah,
don't do your magic
I've
tricks around
been
there as
watching-
well, do you? Do you do your magic tricks when you're around there talking to her?
I've been very busy, so I've been watching you in the background.
Well, put me on in the background then. That's very kind of you.
Yeah, I'll sit you in a little corner where you belong somewhere.
Like a gnome.
yeah, in the little naughty boys corner.
Like a gnome.
I sent you a rude picture earlier. Did you get it?
No, where did you send that to? I can't
I
keep up
posted
with
it
the
on your last
messages.
post, on your last show, and I know you don't eat meat, Chris, but if you get desperate, this is for you.
Oh, how awful. Awful. I'm sure it's a dreadful picture. Thank you very much, Mr. Brownlow.
Bye-bye, Christopher.
Au revoir. One of our excellent callers, Mr. Roy Brownlow, there for your boys and girls. 0208 144 3477. How long will your toilet roll last? How long will your toilet roll last? That is the question I'm asking, and I hope to be able to answer you this evening, boys and girls. Some other bits and pieces here. What can we do to send out positivity? What can we do to try and get people to perhaps forget what's going on around them? You know, it's the usual suspects, I'm afraid, on Facebook, and it seems to be the same people all the time who are constantly talking everything down. They do the same at elections and Brexit, and now there is no positivity. Certain people on the Facebook and the Twitter all the time, it's just constant negativity. What can we do to try and spread perhaps a little bit of happiness and positivity? One story we did this morning is that people are putting up fairy lights. Some people are putting up their Christmas decorations. You know, they're doing Christmas all over again. And why not? If it makes you happy, do it. The story this morning was that but mainly people are bringing out their fairy lights now, both here and up at the caravan. I've got a fence going all round here, obviously, you know, a fence going around the house, just a normal wooden fence. And up at the caravan, I have a veranda, and on both of them, I have fairy lights, and they come on and off automatically at a given time. You know, we've got timers set on there. That kind of works very nicely. Little fairy lights, and I look at them and it makes me think, oh, aren't they pretty? You know, bringing a little bit of happiness into people's lives. What else can we do perhaps to try and put this a little bit further at the back of our mind, while being careful, of course, and making people a bit happy? Hello to Matthew Van calling in. Good evening, Matthew.
Good evening, Mr. Chris. How are we doing?
Bonjour. Are you on a Skype or something like that? Terrible quality, dear.
Yeah, I'm on Skype again.
I knew it. Have you got one of those little plastic microphones with you, dear?
Nah, sod this.
Little plastic thing, isn't it? Anyway, Matthew, have you got enough toilet rolls first? This is very, very important, dear.
No, I'm running low on toilet roll.
Oh,
Unless someone can help me with toilet roll.
Okay, let me help you. Can you tell me how many toilet rolls you have, please?
2.
Are you real? 2 toilet rolls?
Yeah.
Right, hold on. Right, just a moment. 2 toilet rolls. How many times do you go to the toilet each day, approximately?
Must be about 5 times.
5 times. That's for a sit-down toilet, yes?
Oh, no, not a sit-down one. If you're on about a sit-down one, then I would have to say probably twice.
Twice a day?
Once in the morning, once at night.
Right. Can you tell me how many times, roughly, do you wipe your bum while you're in there?
Between 2 and 3.
2 and 3. So we'll say 3, okay? May I ask how many sheets of toilet paper, you know where the little serrations are in between? This is very, very important. Very important. How many sheets would you pull off and use during one of your 3 wipes?
About 5 sheets.
5 sheets.
6.
6? God.
6.
Oh dear. 6 rolls. Do you know how many sheets there are on a roll of your toilet paper?
No.
You don't know. Okay, so we're going to say 150. That seems to be about the average. And how
Yeah.
many people in your house?
3.
Three people in the house. Right, okay. One moment, please. We'll say the days of quarantine is 14. Okay. Your toilet rolls will last, ding, 3 days, dear. Oh, my God. 3 days. Well, you better hope you win the bingo this week, because we are doing a toilet roll this week as part of our main prize at the bingo.
No, I don't want toilet roll. I'm after the clock.
The clock? Well, you can't wipe your bum with a clock, can you? Well, I suppose you could
Anyway.
try. You could try and sort of scrape it off. If you took it apart, you could use the plastic to scrape it. And then you could wash it off in the tap, couldn't you, in the sink?
Oh, Chris.
Well, I'm just trying to be practical, dear. I'm here to help, boys and girls. I'm here to help.
Anyway, Chris.
Yes.
You on your topics tonight, you got about scammers, haven't you?
Scammers, yes, because there's a story about scammers. You go first and tell us what you found.
Well, if I have any scammers call me, I always throw the questions back at them. They soon end the call as quick as they can call me.
Oh, is that what you do, is it?
I always, I throw the questions back like they say to you, oh, can I take some of your personal details? No, you cannot take my personal details. Can I have your personal details, i.e. your phone number or your name or what's your address? I throw it right back to them. They soon get off the phone as quick as anything.
Well, that's fair enough. I tell them what I want them to do to me. They soon hang up then. Oh, yes, in great detail. First of all, I love them because 9 times out of 10, it's someone who wants to know if I've had an accident. Right?
Oh, I love them ones.
Yeah.
I love them.
Right,
I love when they do it because what I normally do is when they say, oh, I hear you've been in a car accident, I'll play along with it. I'll say, oh, yeah, when does this happen? Can you tell me when exactly I was in a car accident? 99% of the time, they freaking soon hang the phone up.
Well, I play it all along. First of all, you have to get through the recording because the recording says you have been in a car accident. Is that right? And then there's a gap. And you must say yes at that point. And then it says, can you tell me roughly when that was? Oh, yes, it was sort of the 1st of February, 2016. Okay. Yeah. And then you get put through to someone, and I play it along, and then when they're least suspecting it, I tell them exactly what I want them to do to me.
No. The best bit I've had is a company. I'm not going to say the company, but I've had a company phone me up before, trying to sell me this PPI rubbish.
Oh yes, yeah.
But when it was going around, so I went all along with it. I said, "Oh yeah, can you tell me when this was meant to have been? What company it was?" "Oh no, we can't tell you that. But if you can give us some dates," I throw it right back at them sometimes.
Good.
I love it when scammers phone me.
Please keep the microphone still while we're communicating, dear. What is going on there?
It's because I was just putting you on charge, Chris.
Putting me on charge or in charge? Which is it, dear?
I'm putting you on charge.
Well, I'll read out a scammer email that we've got here as well. But I'll say goodbye to you first, Matt. Unless you've got anything else to say, have you, my darling?
No, I haven't got anything else to say except for Matt, have a good show, Chris. I'll be listening in anyway.
All right.
And yes, good show as normal.
Thanks for calling, Matt. Cheerio.
Bye.
There we are, Matt calling in there, boys and girls. Yes, there's quite a few scammers around, in particular with what's going on at the moment. 0208 144 3477 if you want to call in this evening. In the Sun, and I've heard many scams going on. This is just one in particular that's happening at the moment. Sick scammers are posing as coronavirus testers to swindle vulnerable people in their own homes. Now, I've got to be honest, you've got to be blooming good to get me. you'd have to be really good to scam me. That being said, I was scammed many years ago. That was something to do with the internet. Someone said they'd do me a website, and I paid a bit of money. Not an awful lot of money, it has to be said, and it didn't happen. And that one got me. But that's the only scam that's ever got me. But people do. They do fall for scammers. This particular one in The Sun says the callous crooks are knocking on doors across the UK to carry out bogus tests in order to gain entry into your house. Once inside, some have attempted to burgle the vulnerable homeowners in a vile scam. Police now warning British people to be vigilant after a string of reports were made in London and Kent. Social media users are also taking to Facebook to make people aware sick criminals are exploiting the coronavirus crisis. One user on a community group in Cricklewood posted, "Please be aware that people are knocking on doors pretending they are testing for the virus in the area. Do not open your door as they are criminal. Tell all your friends and family about that." So that's just one that's the one I've got in front of me that I know that's been going around at the moment. You may know of others. You may well know of others that are particular to what's going on out there at the moment. Do let us know. 020 8144 3477 is our phone number this evening. Rachel, you can have a Facebook group chat on Messenger so you can see and talk to a few friends at once. There you go. And there's plenty of you on here that have become friends, isn't there? You know, you could all have a little chat together or something like that if you're feeling a little bit lonely. I get a bit lonely. It's true. I do get a bit lonely sometimes. That's just how it is, you know. That's life. 0208144 3477 if you want to call in tonight. Let's just scroll up there, read some of your little messages coming through there. Where can we go to? Let's go so far. Good evening to Ryan Gordon, who is our chief optometrist. There you go, Ryan. I've said it. You're an optometrist, Ryan. You may have heard, Ryan, I've opted out of the karaoke for a long period of time now, possibly right the way through until July. I've decided not to come to London anymore, at least until July, till we get through some of this terrible thing that's going on at the moment. I think they're trying to find someone else at the moment. Not sure. On the other hand, I was talking to the manager earlier, and he thinks they might close at the weekend, so I'm not quite sure what's going to go on there. All right, so I shall let you know. Mark Cording, a very good evening to Mark. Evening, Mark. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Roy Brownlow, we spoke to earlier, he's on Rockdown, eating sticks of rock. I'm not keen on rock, I must say, that pepperminty, rocky flavour. I quite like the orange one. They do flavours, don't they? You can get flavours, certainly in Skegness. My sister went to Skegness yesterday with the children. They went to the Trawler's Catch, which was, of course, empty in there, but just how it is, I'm afraid. Thank you, Michael. I'm not coming back yet, Michael. I'm not risking my life for the sake of a few quid. Just not going to do it, mate. Sorry, you know. I feel guilty. Absolutely, I feel guilty in that a pub that has looked after me over the last 4 or 5 years, and who, in a similar way, I've kind of always turned up and done the best I can for them. It works both ways, doesn't it? Of course, I do feel guilty that I've decided not to go in, but you know, at what cost if I do? See, I mean, what they're trying to do is push is make not so many people ill at the same time. That's what they're trying to do, and it may be that in 4, 5, 6, whenever it is, we'll just say 4 months time. It may be in 4 months' time when a lot of people have had this and got through it. Then I might go in and immediately get it. But by then, hopefully, there'll be a couple of hospital beds should we need to go in one. You know what I mean? I'm not really at an at-risk group apart from my asthma, which, to be honest, isn't too bad. That's the only thing, the asthma, which could go a little bit out of control. But even so, it's just a risk, isn't it? And I don't really take risks, to be honest. 0208 144 3477 if you want to call in tonight, boys and girls, or you can just sit there and listen. Entirely up to you. Mark's enjoying the conversation. We need to know how many toilet rolls. It's very important, Mark. Very, very important. I'm here to help, my dear. I'm here to help. Let's take another call. Simon in New Haven is calling in. Good evening, Simon.
Good evening, Chris. How are you?
Hello to you. Nice to hear your little voice, young Simon. Now, very important, first of all, to find out how much toilet paper you're going to be, to see how long your toilet paper is going to last, Simon. If I can ask you, how many rolls of toilet paper do you have in the house at the moment?
5.
5 rolls of toilet paper at the moment. May I ask how many times you go to the toilet sitting down per day?
2.
2. Lots of people are on 2. May I ask how many times do you wipe your bottom per trip?
About 3.
About 3, yes. May I ask how many sheets of paper do you use per wipe?
4.
4, okay. Let's just move that slider down. That's good news, that is for you. 4. 1 minute. 4. Have you any idea how many sheets on a roll?
No.
Okay, we'll say 150, seems to be about average. How many people in your house?
3.
3. Oh, I say, that's a lot, isn't it? Right, okay, I'm going to tell you your toilet roll that you have at the moment will last 10 days, dear. 10 days you've got before you run out. Save up those newspapers, my love. Save up those newspapers. Or, of course, if you win the main prize bingo on Sunday, assuming I'm able to post letters, because we don't know if the post office is going to collapse around this as well, then you could select the toilet roll as your main prize, Simon.
I've always been two or one number away from winning bingo.
Excellent. What you got to say, Simon?
That was it, really. Just wanted to ring up, really.
Just inquiring how long your toilet paper was going to last, is it? Are you doing anything with your time? Have you self-quarantined or anything, or stopping going out a lot?
Oh, that's a nightmare, trying to stay in.
You're a person who likes to go...
We've got obviously our family that want to come down and see us, but obviously they live up in London.
Right. Are you thinking...
they can't come down.
Are you thinking to yourself that you don't want them to come?
Well, yeah, because my dad's diabetic and obviously he's more of a priority to catch it.
If it was me, I would be saying, cut yourselves off. No, honestly, I'm just thinking about you, Simon. You and your dad. If it was me, if I had someone diabetic or seriously ill with me, I would try and cut myself. Well, I'm trying now to cut myself off. You know, I find it very worrying.
I ain't been there for 2 to 3 weeks anyhow, which is getting on my nerves now.
Are you finding other things to do?
Yeah, I like to read and watch TV and...
Right. That's
about it, really.
Are you a Netflix person? Have you got the Netflix?
No, I don't know. My mum does, but I don't really watch Netflix. I mainly watch YouTube.
Oh, YouTube stuff.
Yeah.
What can you recommend to us on YouTube? Anything there for us to watch? Is it like entire TV programs or just little shows like this?
They do shows and pantos, and the one I've been watching at the moment is Green Grass.
Oh yes, what's that about?
It's like it's got different. I'm not sure really. It's hard to explain.
Is it a series or a film?
It's a film.
Okay.
It's got who is it in there? It's a television sitcom.
Okay, and it's a new one, is it?
It's been going for ages.
Okay. Do you have to pay extra for that, or is it free?
No, it's free. You just go on YouTube and type in Green Grass, and it's got loads of series you can watch it on.
Oh, I didn't know that. Do they have films on there as well, like as in like cinema films that are free to watch on YouTube?
Yeah, you can watch them. I like Toy Story.
Oh yes, yeah. That's
and I watched Toy Story 4, the new one, on YouTube.
Okay. Do you have to pay extra for that though? Is that something you have to rent? Is it?
No, you can watch them. Some you have to pay for, but some are free.
Right. Anything else that you can recommend for us? I'll have a look at that Green Grass thing. Do you know what it's about? You can't remember what it's about, no? Is it like a detective series or a science fiction or action? What is it?
I'm not sure. You have to Google it.
I'll have a look myself there. All right then, Simon. Okay, my love. Well, you take careful there, Simon. Nice to talk to you.
And you, and I'll see to you Sunday.
Cheerio. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Chris.
Oh,
Bye-bye.
yeah, Simon calling in there from New Haven. 02081434 77 is the number. 0208143477. There's the phone number up there. Or, of course, if you've got Skype, you can call in on Skype as well. Hello to Mike Harneman. Hello, Mike. Evening to you, sir. Welcome along to Mike, who needs toilet rolls when you've got a power shower. Yes, Mick. Absolutely. I was thinking of getting like a long shower tube thing. But I'm okay, you see. I'm okay because, as you heard me talking to Roy earlier, I'm one of those people that buys toilet paper in bulk, right? And just before all this started, I noticed my level of toilet rolls was running down. Now, usually I'll buy 120 at a time. I think this time it was 140. Okay? So I ordered it, and the next day, as usual, they arrived. So I've got an absolute stack of them in there. Just because that. But even so, I find myself trying to use a bit of less, you know? And that goes with everything. Eating a little bit less food, perhaps. When you wash your hands, I use the liquid soap stuff, you know, so push the thing down and a bit comes out. Now, usually, I'm not too bothered about how much comes out. I'm like, bang, 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 3 times, and then you've got loads of lava. I now do it once, so just once. And it's just as good. And, of course, that means the bottle of soap will last 3 times longer than it normally lasts anyway. And I think even if you've got a cupboard full of food, toilet rolls, cleaning materials, this, that and the other, by using a bit less to what you're used to using should make it last an awful lot longer. Like with the toilet paper, fold it over. You know what I mean. I don't like to be too graphical. Does anyone want any more help with their toilet paper now? Please ring in 0208143477. But the thing with the power shower, Mick, you're quite right there. I think you could have a long tube, you know, where it depends where your shower is. If it's quite close to the toilet, it's a fairly easy thing to do. In my house, I couldn't do it in the. Actually, I could. I could do it at the caravan, come to think of it. I'm missing my caravan now as well. I had some work that was waiting to be done in there. The new sink that they put in when they did the bathroom, it's come away from the wall, unfortunately. So that's got to be fixed. That won't be able to be done now for months. Number one, I'm not there. And number two, I don't really want contact with anyone. As far as I can possibly go. You can't not have contact with anyone at all. That's a bit impossible, I think. But as far as I can, you know, and so they won't be able to come and do that. But certainly here and at the caravan, my toilet is quite close to the shower, right? So you could have a long pipe coming there with your shower. I've got a sink next to the toilet. Just put it in the sink and perhaps turn it on, being very careful that the water isn't too cold or indeed too hot. Would do some terrible damage, and you could just have it on while you're going, couldn't you? And use that, I suppose. Just blast it up there. There's nothing better than a blast of fresh water going and cleansing you, boys and girls. Hello to Greengrass, who says 1 sheet is plenty sufficient. There you go. You don't need to use rolls and rolls of the stuff. Cut back on everything. Don't use as much as you usually use, and stuff will last 2, 3, 4, 5 times as long as it normally does. Michael's says make them wait, like hold on, I'm cooking the tea here at the same time and running a shower. Have you got an internal error there? Rachel's got an internal error. My nephew this morning, actually, Gary, couldn't watch the show at all. I don't know why. I have no idea, but Gary couldn't watch the show this morning. He texted me after and said it didn't even come up on the live show. So possibly YouTube have got a little bit of a problem at the moment. And it did, I think, Heidi as well. Where Heidi's disappeared. She was there earlier. She got chucked off this morning. She was watching the show. I think a similar thing happened to her, actually, Rachel. It disappeared on her for some reason. Don't know why. Let's have a look. Oh, just scrolling up a little bit there. Let's just do some of your messages while we're here. Where are we? Oh, talking about the scammers, Mick says, I answer the phone. Hello, Battersea Dogs Home or PC Davenport or Bristol Police. How can I help? I love it. Michael says, I tell them I've won a holiday. Green grass, I tell them yes, I've loads of accidents and it's always my fault. They don't bother me anymore. Rachel, oh, okay, yes. Where are we now? Michael had one today about life insurance. I don't get any of those calls anymore. On the other hand, I don't have a landline. I don't have a landline anymore. No, I got rid of it some time ago now. So they tend not to ring. Of that being said, I do have the accident ones calling on the mobile phone sometimes. So that's about the only ones I ever call in. All right. Mandy, next time you get a sham call, just say your city, like Bracknell City Morgue. You stab 'em, we slab 'em. You kill 'em, we chill 'em. Can I take your order, ma'am? I love it. Love it. There you go. Michael's not going to London either at the moment. I think there's a lot of us not going to London. Mark reckons all pubs should close. We're still in the long run till July. I think it's going to be July at the earliest, Mark. I really do. I think it's going to be July. When I spoke to my pub where I do my karaoke, I told them early July. I don't think I'm going to come back now to early July. We're going to lose the summer, aren't we? We're going to lose the summer. On the other hand, for some reason, flu type things tend to die off a bit in the summer for some reason. I don't know why. Good evening to Ray Reynolds joining us this evening. Evening, Ray. I don't think Ray's going out either. Very sensible. Ray is of an age, of course, and it's possibly more dangerous for him. I don't know. Michael's got 2 toilet rolls, but plenty of socks. Oh, no, dear. You're not going to use your old socks. Don't flash those away, dear. You're going to put them carefully in a bin, dear. Don't put them down the toilet. I can imagine there's going to be an awful lot of block pipes soon. Adam the plumber will have to go around and do all your pipe work for you while you're out there. Rachel's got 20 rolls of toilet paper. Well, if I just put that in, 20 rolls, I'll leave everything the same as everyone else, right, Rachel? Let's see how long 20 rolls of toilet paper will have. Toilet visits a day. We'll just do averages for you. Toilet visits a day, 2. Wipes per trip, 3. Sheets per wipe, 4. 150 sheets on a roll. That should last you 42 days. 42 days. That's for, say, how many people in the house? Let's have a look. How many people in the house? Let's say 2. Let's say 2 people in the house. That'll give it a bit of an average. 2 people in the house. That'll last you 63 days. That's not bad, is it, Rach? 63 days. That's only 2 months. I don't think you're going to manage it with that, my love. Michael Lawrence has got 19 rolls. Well, that's going to be less for you than Michael. Let's have a look. Assuming that all the other numbers are the same. 59 days for you, Michael. Not even 2 months, lovey. Oh, dear. Save on to those. Save up. Save. Hold on to those newspapers. Hold on to those newspapers, my love. Plenty of old letters, Michael. My sister lives in London. We might end up going to get her in the car. Well, I would do it early, because once it's locked down, that's it. No one in, no one out, mate. You know, you'll have to be very careful. Mark, stop going to pubs now. Might go to the odd 1 or 2. That's all it needs, Mark. The odd 1 or 2, mate. I would either stop going or carry on. One of the two. There's no halfway here. There's no halfway. It's like people say, you know, oh, I'm nearly a vegetarian, don't they? What do you mean you're nearly? Well, I had a burger the other day. Well, you're not a vegetarian then, are you? You know, you've either got to do it or not do it. Up to you, mate. Greengrass is a spin-off of Only Fools and Horses. My dad used to love that TV series. Only Fools and Horses. Loved it. Absolutely loved that programme. What else have we got here? Phone number's up there, isn't it? Yeah, 0208 144 3477. Oh, no, Mark Bowles. No, I'm not reading that, Mark. Awful. Awful. Let's go over to the USA. Glenda is in Pennsylvania, 6500. Good evening, Glenda.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Glenda. How are you, Glenda?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Nice to hear you. Now,
Keeping a positive attitude.
Do you need any more help with your toilet paper?
No, actually, I am one of the few people that has a very good inside person. And when I say that, I'm talking about my mom. She works at a grocery store, and she's one of the first people in the morning. She basically opens up the store, so she's able to buy me things.
Lovely.
That I need.
Lovely.
But no, we're having shortages here in the United States, but it's just because everybody's freaking out and being selfish and buying like 50,000 rolls of something that they're going to not probably use. Like, it's just ridiculous. We had plenty of food. We never had a problem before. So my whole feeling on it is, why is everybody freaking out? Because we've always had food.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, we don't live in a country that third world country. I mean, you go to the grocery store, basically whatever you want, we have to buy. So I think it's just people being very selfish and freaking out. I mean, I understand, you should be concerned, but, just buy what you need, and the stores are going to be open. There will be enough food to go around.
The supermarket people here have been on the television and said, if everyone would stop panic buying, there is no problem. We've got plenty of food in the warehouses.
Exactly.
The problem is being created by the idiots who are going out and... I mean, you've seen trolley loads full of
My mom's been
stuff.
seeing it. She's been telling me.
It's just madness, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tell me, what's the general sort of atmosphere over there in Pennsylvania at the moment?
Well, I'm very blessed. I work for a health insurance company. I work for a local big hospital, probably one of the most well-known hospitals in the country. It's been in the news. So I'm very blessed. My job has been awesome to their employees, like telling people that are non-essential staff to work from home. Now, I work from home primarily anyway. So, I mean, my job doesn't really change because I'm home. Now, I was at a doctor's office. Tuesday, I went out and was coding. I do medical coding.
What is that? What is that?
I had to go and review some charts there. Pardon?
What is medical coding? What is that?
Well, you have that over there in your country. The World Health Organization, it's called ICD-10. That's what we're using here in the country. But basically, every kind of illness that you have has a diagnosis code. So when you go to the doctor, if you have diabetes, just regular, uncomplicated type 2 diabetes, you are assessed a code of E119. And so anyway, that code gets fed into a system, and basically that's how the World Health Organization understands how many people throughout the world have different diagnoses, like diabetes, hypertension, heart failure, all of that kind of stuff. So that's how they keep track of who has what, basically.
Oh, I see, yes.
And in the United States, that's how, for the health plan, that's how we get reimbursed. Because for certain diagnoses, when you have Medicare, which is what people here in the United States have that are either disabled, or if they're 65 or older, they get put on Medicare. And so I work for a health insurance company that has their own type of Medicare plan. So then I review, and it's called risk adjustment coding. So I review all of our health plan members' medical records, and I look for chronic conditions that they might have. Because in the United States, for health plans, you are reimbursed. The sicker the person is, the more money basically you get from a reimbursement standpoint. Because in retrospect, it takes more money to insure those members and make sure that they're having the quality health care that they need. So,
right, okay.
That's how the United States healthcare system works in a nutshell, kind of.
Yeah, it's very, very different to here. No one really pays here unless they want extras and things like that. But
yeah, our healthcare system is not that horrible as everybody makes it out to be.
Right. Oh,
I mean, I don't have a problem with it.
Interesting. Are you cutting yourself off or what from people?
No, I was just at my mom's yesterday. I was at my mom and I went to a little meat market and bought some stuff the other day. I mean, my mom is 65. She's out there with the customers, helping them at the use scan, the little touch scan checkout things that you go in, the self-scan.
Yeah.
That's what my mom does. She assists those customers. So she's like my mom's a very attractive woman for her age. And so there's a lot of older men customers that come in the store to see my mom. And so they're coming up behind her and squeezing her. And like one of her coworkers came over to her this morning and put his cold hands on the back of her neck. And I said to my mom, I'm like, okay, so because here in the United States, they're talking about social distancing.
Yes.
And I said to her, I'm like, and what happened to like the social distancing thing, Mom? Obviously, some people aren't very concerned, and then other people are taking it to the extreme. But you have to think of it this way. Even if you isolate yourself, Chris, you come in contact with things that people have touched.
Yes,
when you
do.
go out to the store, somebody's touched those items to get put on your grocery shelf.
Yes,
and when you
course.
go to your mailbox and get your mail, somebody has touched that mail. It's gone through how many different hands before you get it? Same if you're ordering online. The main thing you can do is just take precautions. They're telling people here in the United States, wash your hands. Don't be a hog, which means pig. Like, don't be gross. Wash your hands when you go to the bathroom. Like, use hand sanitizer. Do all the things that people should have been doing in the first place. That's basically what you have to do. But people can't stop living their lives.
No, you're
because
right.
God does
You're
not
right.
want us to live in fear.
You're right. I'm certainly aware of, that everything that I'm buying has already been touched by several people and the post. For example,
Yeah, but I don't
today,
think a lot of people think of that.
Yeah, I think you were with us this morning as well, weren't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, you would know that my new kettle, I was waiting for my new kettle, which has now arrived. I'm pleased to say my new Russell Hobbs red kettle has arrived. I'm very pleased with this. Very, very pleased with this. Very solid item. And, of course, that came in a box from the Amazon, and the bloke left it outside the front door, as they normally do here, but it's all right. And I went straight over to the bin, cut off the cardboard box, threw that away, took off all the cardboard, the plastic bags, threw all that in the bin, came back inside, put the kettle in its place, and immediately washed my hands. That's how to do it. That's how to do it. But
that's what you should be doing.
Even like I say, even in here, even while I'm sitting here at home or going about my business in my own home, every period of time I go and wash my hands because, of course, stuff in here has been touched or I've touched it and it's carried on. I think it's about keeping the amount of bugs low rather than get rid of them altogether because you can't.
Yeah. I mean, my car had to get serviced today. My horn hasn't worked on my car for a long time. And so I finally went to get it fixed, and the mechanic was open. I mean, life goes on. Yeah, you can take all the precautions in the world, but at the end of the day, if you're going to get sick, this is my philosophy, you're going to get sick.
Yeah,
no matter what you do. I mean, if you're going to get it, you're going to get it.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm not going to live my life in fear. And, I mean, you just got to take precautions, and life goes on. Now, here in the U.S., in Pennsylvania, the governor enacted something where basically all non-essential shops were strongly urged to close. So that means like hair salons, restaurants. You can't eat in a restaurant right now. You can only get takeout orders. And grocery stores are open, pharmacies are open, but gyms are closed. Like basically all kinds of big events with crowds are closed. Casinos are closed. All that stuff is not in operation right now, at least for the next 2 weeks.
Right. Our Barry Manilow concerts have been pushed back. Very, very disappointed. Barry Manilow has been pushed back, my dear. We've got a new selection of dates.
How?
Yes. Yeah, they've changed the dates for those so far. And are you doing anything to sort of try and lift spirits of other people at all? Are you doing anything like that?
Just be positive.
Yeah, be positive.
I'm trying to calm my sister down because my sister's really afraid about everything. And so I'm just trying to calm her.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm keeping myself busy. Like, I'm in school, I'm in college, so that takes up my time. I work a full-time job, and I find things to do. I'm not going stir crazy because I'm more of a homebody.
Yeah.
So the only places that I go are usually just to the grocery store or to Walmart.
I think the young people
stuff like that.
The young people get bored very easily, don't they? I've seen various TikTok videos and things like that, and they come on and well, here we are, 2 days into my self-isolation, I'm so bored. I've got nothing. They can't find things to do. I always find stuff to do. Always.
So do I.
Always
So
find
do I.
stuff to do. I don't see how you can just be permanently bored in your lives. I just
Well,
don't
I mean,
get
I
that
could
at all.
see if it was in the 80s when there was no internet. I mean, then you could be bored.
Well,
I used to say I was bored as a kid all the time.
Well, in the 70s, we used to have blackouts here. They had a lot of problems with miners' strikes and all that sort of thing. And we had blackouts, but I can't remember, but I don't remember sitting there being bored somehow. I think the candles would come out and maybe Mum and Dad would get some sort of board game, Snakes and Ladders or Ludo or something like that, and we'd just sit there playing that.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
then
used to play a lot of board games too, and I had 2 older sisters. So when my parents were out of the house working, we'd get into fights. We'd be kicking each other. I'd be locking myself in my parents' bedroom so they couldn't come get me. And then I'd tattle on them when my mom got home and they'd get in trouble.
What board games did you play? Was your favourite?
Oh,
Did
there
you
was
like
one
Monopoly?
called, I forget what it was something that had to do with the Titanic. It was something with Davy Jones' locker or something, and you had the ship, and it had a little artifacts in it, and yeah, that was one of my favorites. I can't remember the name of it though.
Right.
Then we played Monopoly. We played a game called Life. We played the checker game, but not the one that you with the board. It was the one that stands upright. Connect 4. We played that.
Connect 4. Is it Connect 4?
I played Operation.
Yeah, Operation. Yeah, I know that one where you buzz with the tweezers.
Yep, we played that.
What about Mousetrap?
And I mean, we just used to find things to do.
Mousetrap?
No, I never played that. Actually, my uncle had that, and when we would go over to his house when I was a little girl, I always wanted to play it. I may have played it once, but that was it.
Oh, that sounds good. Well, lovely to talk to you tonight, Glenda. I'm glad you're getting all your toilet rolls and everything in there from your grocery.
Oh, yeah, I'll be fine. No worries. Have a good night.
Thanks for calling in, Glenda.
Thank
You're a lovely
you.
lady. Bye-bye, darling.
You're welcome.
Bye. Now. And we are Glenda calling in from Pennsylvania. 65000 0208 144 3477 is our local London number for you to call in on today. Let's just scroll down a little bit there. We're not keeping up there. Mike Cullen. Good evening to Mike Cullen. Said there's always Operation to play. Yeah, that's a good game, that is. In actual fact, you could get one of these board games out, I suppose, and play with someone. You could set your mobile phone up and have a FaceTime with them, couldn't you? I suppose, can't you do several people on FaceTime at the same time? I think Rachel was saying that earlier. You could have your phone set up above. Someone would obviously be the main player, so to speak. You could have your Monopoly board set up, put your phone sort of above it so that everyone can see what's where, and then you'd have all your players, say, I don't know, Rachel, Sean, Mick, Mandy, say you've got 4 players, you'd be doing all the moving the money around and putting it, collecting rents and things like that. But the people on the other end of the phone would have to tell you what to do. That would work, wouldn't it? You could have a game of chess like that, couldn't you? I'm never really been a chess type person, but you make your move and then the other person tells you which one to move. Snakes and Ladders, everything you could play like that at a distance with someone else, couldn't you? Good evening to David in Hemel. Says once Barry leaves the US, they won't let him back in again. Don't be vile about our Barry, David in Hemel, dear. Rude. That's you, rude, dear. Michael says his holiday's been cancelled because of the virus. It was due to go away from Easter. Yeah, like a lot of people, actually. A lot of people. Good evening to Stacey Butler. Evening, Stacey. There's my niece-in-law, Stacey Butler, is in the house today. Tony King says most people in the country are living in fear. Very sad. I'm one of them, I'm afraid. I'm afraid I'm one of them. I find it very, very frightening. I really do. Just scroll up a little bit. There you go, Stacey. We've cut back on care staff. We have the nurses. We have to have the nurses in daily. Stacey, my niece-in-law, they have a severely disabled little girl. I can't remember how old is she now. 4? Is it 4 now or 5? Beautiful girl and lovely long hair, but she needs 24-hour care. So they can't stop like a nurse coming in. They have to have that. They've cut down on trying to keep people away because a chest infection on her would be extremely serious. Extremely serious. You know. And it's all very well. You can completely understand that. People going around their business. You know, I don't know. I feel perfectly all right at the moment. But I don't know. Don't know for sure that I haven't got anything. I could go and visit and, sorry, you know, without thinking anything, walk away, and then I've given it to her, you know, with some terrible consequences, basically. But, you know, people like that, you have to protect your young ones or whoever it is around you. If you've got someone, might be an elderly relative or someone like that, and you really think they shouldn't be touching or going out and meeting people, then you've got to make it clear. I've had to be very sharp to my auntie, very sharp to her. Not a pleasurable thing to do. I've literally had to tell her, look, well, you carry on going and playing your bridge and all that. She belongs to many little clubs. She's very lonely, my auntie. Very lonely lady. You know, she's trying to alleviate the loneliness by joining various clubs and things like that. She's well over her 70th birthday, and she's only got one kidney. She lost a kidney, unfortunately, some time ago, a long time ago now. But she's elderly, and she wants to just carry on doing what she normally does. And I had to be very sharp to her. I said, well, you carry on and go on a bridge as long as you're happy with being possibly dead next week. That's what I said to her. I didn't enjoy saying that to her, but some people, they just don't take it seriously. They don't take it seriously. I am all right at the moment and all that. You know, it's not good. It's not good. Let's just... hello to Stacey's mum. Hello, Stacey's mum. Oh, one of my friends, dear. I met Stacey's mum only properly for the first time at the last Haven holiday, I think it was. Now, there's another thing I can't see us going on our Haven holiday. Now, because they haven't said we can carry on moving around and they haven't closed these things down, my guess is we couldn't get the money back at the moment. Good evening, Gary. There's my nephew, Gary, as well. But if they close it, of course, then they'll have to send the money back. So hopefully we'll get a little bit of a money back there. But I can't see that happening, really. I mean, that's one of the things I was going to talk about. Have you had to cancel anything? Have you had to cancel anything or had anything cancelled on you? Already, I've had the Euro Disney Paris trip cancelled. That should have been Monday. In fact, today, I would have been back today for this show. We should have been there. We would have left Monday, Tuesday, and come back on Wednesday night. So we would have had 2 nights there, and we would have had a wonderful time. That's my niece and her family, not my nephew and his family. But we had that cancelled by Euro Disney. Because Euro Disney cancelled it, we should be able to get the money back. Seems to be some sort of issue at the moment with the Eurostar. We're not quite sure whether to claim from Eurostar or from the holiday people. I think from the holiday people because it was a package, but for some reason I'm getting texts from Eurostar as well offering to change dates. Well, it's not so easy as that because my niece, of course, is a military detachment, so they can't just come over whenever. They can't. They say they can't come back this year, so that'll have to be a refund. That would. Fran's avoiding the news because it plays havoc with my anger issues. I understand that. Michael Hahnemann has 2 holidays cancelled, one in Easter, one in June. Yes, I had, as I say, and I'm sure Stacey's probably looked into cancelling this. I don't know if you have actually, Stacey, but once they say you can't move around anymore, then that's it. It was Legoland, was it? Have we got a Haven as well, or is it just Legoland? What's this? 18th of May holiday. That's Haven, isn't it? Yeah, we've got Legoland, which actually I haven't I haven't bought anything for that. Why haven't I bought anything for that? Oh, that was a free voucher, wasn't it? Or something like that. They got some vouchers or something. So they've got Legoland, which was supposed to be 22nd of April. That won't be happening. I'm sure it won't. And in May, on the 18th of May, that was going to be a Haven holiday. And I do enjoy... I really do enjoy going on caravan trips with that mad lot known as Gary Butler's family. I really, really do miss that. I wonder if you've had anything like that cancelled on you, or indeed you've had to cancel anything do let us know. 020-8144-3477 is the phone number. Trevor. Hello, Trevor. Haven has closed their parks. Chris got a phone call today. Oh, there we go, Stacey. Got a phone call today as was booked to go, and they said they will be closed until further notice. So Haven Holidays now closed. That's the caravan people. Mark, Mum and Dad are meant to be going to Paris, Euro Disney in August with niece. Hope it's gone by then. It may well be. Good evening, Dr. Gregorian. Sending a £2 super chat. £2.99 super chat. Thank you very much, Dr. Gregorian. We're stocking up. No, I'm not really stocked up on anything, to be honest. I'll be honest with you. Maybe an extra bag of potatoes, and instead of buying 2 hand washing things, I haven't got sanitizers. I never have had. I don't like them. Horrible sticky things they are. I've got soap, of course, but now I've cut down on how much I use. Instead of going, I now go just once. Last 3 times as long. So I've got 4 of those. I bought an extra. This is my panic buying. I buy 1 extra bag of something. Frozen vegetables. I've got plenty of frozen vegetables at the moment. When I say plenty, if I was to have them every day, you're supposed to have vegetables every day, aren't you? If I was to have them every day, it probably only lasts a couple of weeks anyway. If that, then you have to refill again, don't you? Thanks for the £2.99, Dr. Gregorian. Thank you very much, sir. David and Hemel is cancelled his trip to Benidorm. Expedia refunded my hotel charge immediately. Brilliant. Brilliant. It's a shame about the hotel, really. A lot of these hotels, they don't make an awful lot of money. They just about manage to keep going. You know, one of those things. Antibacterial hand wipes. No, don't use them. Don't use them. Soap and water, that's all I use. Michael Lawrence had to call off his afternoon tea. Yeah, where were you due to go, Michael? Yeah, I remember that. You were going to take your mum there for her birthday or something, weren't you? You lovely man. You look after your mum as long as you've got her, my love. Okay? It's just the worst thing when you lose parents and that. Franz had to cancel our meetings for groups. Very sad. There we are. Lots of people have had to cancel. Michael's had to cancel his volunteering work at Mind. It's very good of you to do that sort of thing as well. That I do every week because of the amount of people who attend. So that's gone down. There we are. Let's have a look here. There's a family here. I was going to read this story here. Family here. A family whose Walt Disney World trip was cancelled by the coronavirus pandemic ingeniously created the entire vacation at home. These people who are in Texas in the USA. She used her imagination to recreate the complete vacation experience, starting with a pretend airplane ride to the Orlando resort. Once there, they boarded a toy bus. Fantastic. They boarded this is all at home. This is all at home. They boarded a toy bus, convincingly scanned their magic bands on a reader, and rode a steam train to ride past the Sleeping Beauty Castle, cleverly mocked up with a plastic toy. Thank you very much. $2.99 for Mick Davenport. Thank you very much. I've not quite run out yet, Mick, of the shirts. Not quite, but we're very, very low on shirts now. Very, very low on shirts. They may not. The ones that are left in the cupboard may not quite fit due to ginger biscuits being consumed. Thank you very much, Mick. It says, where are we now? Once there, the Hearns boarded a toy bus. I've read this bit, I know. Convincingly scanned their magic bands on a reader and rode a steam train to ride past the Sleeping Beauty Castle, cleverly mocked up with a plastic toy. Her and her mum and their 4 children filmed themselves walking along their own road, pushing strollers festooned with balloons and children wearing mouse ears, just as they would have done had they actually have been to Main Street USA at Disney. I love this. Their youngest child was even given a first visit badge, just as he would have had in the real theme park. Wonderful. The family took selfies behind their version of the Sleeping Beauty Castle, with one of their daughters even posing behind a fake line for a ride, with a realistic waiting time 300 minutes sign. Don't you hate that? Waiting for the Disney? For the rides? Hearn used her television as a frozen ride simulator. then commandeered some dolls to help her kids imagine being on the real rides. And then even made a coronavirus joke after brandishing a Disney "I'm celebrating" toilet roll button next to the roll of the coveted paper product. I love it. I love it. So there we are. That's what they're doing. Isn't that fantastic, being able to do something like that? Phone number to call in, 0208 144 3477. If you want to call in, 020 8144 3477. Ah, yes, it was the Dorchester, wasn't it? It was the Dorchester. It was the Dorchester that Michael was going to, which is somewhere I was very, very lucky to go to for my birthday just a few weeks ago, taken by Adam the plumber and his other half, which I really liked it in there. It was a fantastic afternoon. And then to see Mary Poppins afterwards as well. What a day that was for my birthday, with great thanks. And I keep thanking him, to Adam the plumber and his other half, okay? 0208 144 3477, the phone number tonight. Talking to each other. Mark Bowles. There we are, Mark Bowles. Mick Davenport, can Mark Bowles have a yellow keyring? Yes, indeed you can, Mick Davenport. You can have a yellow keyring. These are the ones that are slightly misprinted. You know that, don't you? They didn't come out very well. The proper ones are... The other ones are exactly the same price. You can have one of those if you want. Let me just show and you can choose, all right? Let me just show. There we are. There's the yellow ones. You can have one of those. Not very well printed at all. There was something wrong with those, okay? Or no, actually, no. These are not for sale. We were giving those away. Just the price of a stamp. So what I'll do is I'll put that in there for the stamp, and Mick's bought you a proper key ring, all right? So I'll put them both in the same envelope for you, all right? Because I didn't want to sell those. They're not good to sell. I really didn't. I'm not going to make money out of that. Well, don't make money out of anything really, but you know, I had no intention of selling those anyway, so I'll just put one with a correct keyring in as well. Mike Cullen sends us £2 super chat. Now, I'm sorry, Mike, dear. £2 isn't quite going to do it, my love. Okay? The T-shirts are an £11 super chat, I'm afraid. A little bit more than the £2, I'm afraid, Mike. So you can't have a T-shirt for £2, but you can have a keyring or a badge. Or a badge, or you can have some stickers. T-shirts, I'm afraid, £11 super chat, or £10 on the PayPal. All right, my darlings? Okay, so what would you like if you want one of those two things, Mike? Honestly, £2 for a T-shirt? Good God, what planet were you on, dear? It's not the 1960s. You need to go to America. They have the dollar T-shirt place where every T-shirt is $1. I mean, you come out with all this bags full of T-shirts for like $10. Marvellous place, marvellous. Thanks very much for those super chats. Let us know what you want to do there, Mike and Mark Bowles. Send me your postal address there, okay? And I shall get those in a post for you tomorrow sometime. I've got to pop down to the chemist tomorrow and get another asthma thing. One of my asthma things is... running out. It's about time you was able to buy asthma things in the supermarket, don't you think? I mean, these things you can't buy these. They still on prescription. I don't know why. It's not like it's not an addictive thing, is it? It's not an addictive thing. Can't do it. But I don't know why these are not available in supermarkets to buy sort of packets of 3 at a time. Good evening to Weird City Citizen joining us there. Likes the jacket. Thank you very much. Tony Hart. Remember the vision on. That one. Has Mark gone? Has he disappeared already? How rude. Rude. That's it. Good. What else are you saying there? Right, we've done that little bit there. Excellent. Have you panic bought anything, actually? As I said to you earlier, I haven't panic bought anything. Have you panic bought anything at all? 0208 144 3477 is our phone-in number today. What else have we got? Have you cancelled anything? We've done that. Pubs are likely to close. Pubs are likely to close. Okay, pubs are likely to close. What will you miss about your pub? If you go to a pub, what will you miss? Indeed, what's it called? Do you go to pubs? What's it called and what's it like there? What will you miss? What sort of things do they have going on in your pubs? There's plenty of people here go to the pub that I work at, so we know that. But what would you miss about your pub if it closed? Because we think we're going to be losing some pubs. Well, it was bad enough as it was, to be honest. And we did that this morning. We did that little thing this morning about the pubs closing down. The Weatherspoons pubs are keeping over as many as possible. Mark will miss his beer and darts, won't you? Mark will miss beer and darts. I bet you will, Mark. Do you drink a lot, do you? Rowan Riley panic bought wine from Aldi's at £2.75 a bottle. I was going to try and walk down to Aldi's today before the end of the show. After the show's finished. I may try and get down there. I've run out of ice cream. Terrible, dear. Run out of ice cream. Michael, not panic bought anything. I tried to do a general shop yesterday, but there was nothing in the shop at all. Struggled to get even tomatoes and a loaf of bread and some bottled water. There we are. Michael's not panic bought. I don't think... Has anyone here panic bought? I'm not seeing anyone here who's panic bought. Mark Cording, of course, will miss his karaoke, because Mark didn't just come to our karaoke. In fact, he rarely comes to our karaoke now. I think he goes to other ones. But he'll miss it. So many places do karaoke. So many places have now cancelled it as well. Rachel doesn't have friends to go to the pub with. Only the husband. Oh, love. Weird City goes to the Emmet Arms in Rawdon. Where on earth is Rawdon? Don't know where that is. Trevor will miss me at Central Station. Thank you, darling. I hope to go back there at some point. If we all come through this and everything sort of brings a little bit of normality back to the world, then I do absolutely hope to be able to go back there. That being said, as I said, I'm fully aware that if they manage to keep open and they find someone else to do it, they may decide to stick with the other person, which is completely understandable. I wouldn't blame them. Not at all. Wouldn't blame them for that at all. Good evening to Roy the Boy joining us this evening. Evening, Roy the Boy. Welcome along to you. Stuart is in the house. Evening, Stu. My sister's got to cancel her wedding. Coming down from Germany. Other sister from New Zealand. An aunt from USA not being able to fly. So many older relatives not being able to gather together. Terrible. Really terrible. Evening, Shania. Welcome, Shania. Shania and I are in trouble. We can't go to church now. The churches are apparently remaining open, the Catholic ones, but no masses. So let's be honest with ourselves, Shania. Churches are open generally most of the time. You'll never find more than one or two people in there at a time, really, in a church. Seriously, it's only masses where they all gather. That's all stopped. All the masses have been cancelled. And they're saying that if you watch the masses on television and you're sort of fairly reverent about it all, then that will suffice for going to mass, as long as you're sort of, you kind of, it's not something you could have on in the background. Do you see what I mean? If you're really into your religion that much, to have the telly on in the background while you're having your breakfast or cup of tea, no. You've got to sit down in front of the telly, ready for the mass, and be as you were in the church, Shania. Yeah, I shall make sure I don't do shows at the same time as I should be at church. Otherwise, there'll be terrible upsets, dear. Roy's just been back from Aldi's. What's Jack's? Is that the thing that Roy was telling us about earlier? Jack's or something like that. I'm not quite sure what Jack's is. Michael would miss all the talking to people. He likes to have a little bit of a chat and play in his pool, Michael. Missing that at his pubs. Yeah. Mike Callan hasn't panic bought anything. No, I don't think I have, really. Sean misses Jason. Used to be Greg's buddies. Jason's with us. He'll be with us sitting there quietly on the side, probably. Young Jason Hughes. He was with us earlier. He's probably still with us right now, actually. Mix panic bought everything. Spent £200 plus in the last 2 days. Wow. A lot of money, Mick. A lot of money. Michael rarely goes out to pubs, but if I do, it's either the Cromwell or Cinnabar in Stevenage. Oh, it's a long time since I've been to Stevenage. I tend to go underneath Stevenage, I think. I think it's, the Galleria. Is that Stevenage? on the underneath the over the top of the A1M. Is that the Galleria? Is that Stevenage? I think it is, isn't it? Somewhere like that. Rawdon is a village and civil parish in Leeds, West Yorkshire. Okay, I didn't know that. Rawdon, never heard of that. Hello to RT Official. Evening to you. Welcome, sir. I got my binoculars. I haven't used them yet. It's just been cloudy all the time here. And at the moment, I'm not going up to the caravan. I presume we're going to have to pay our ground rent soon at the end of the month. Presumably, they're still going to want that. But, yeah, there's bills going out and nothing coming in at the moment, is there? Mike Cullen doesn't go to pubs. I don't, Mike. I rarely go to pubs, honestly. They have karaoke on Friday at Central with Dave. Dave who? Dave who? I don't know. Dave who? Who do you mean? Mark says Mum's Church now does live streaming. Excellent. Shania should be watching the Portsmouth Cathedral stream. Me too. Yes. Do you know what time it is on I hope it's a sung mass. I do like a bit of singing. The only thing is I don't think I can get it on my big telly. I've got to watch it on a small iPad or something like that. I'd like to watch it on my television at home, to be honest. My big television downstairs. They don't go through YouTube, do they? They've only got their own sort of setup, which is a bit dicey, to be honest, because my guess is they can only have so many streams going out. And my guess is they will be overloaded Sunday with people trying to watch the mass on there. Shania. Let's have a look. It's a cheap Tesco's. Okay, I'm not aware of that one. Mick's not missing Manilow at Central Station. Well, of course you are. Don't be stupid. Of course you are. Of course you are. Roy only uses his local pub. Hatfield. That's Hatfield. Is it the Galleria? Okay. Thank you, David. Shania's very lucky. She's been told she's off work till further notice. Okay, but she's getting full pay. That is good. That is good. Thank you very much to Sean Pye. A £14 super chat coming in from Sean Pye, who has bought Jason Hughes a T-shirt. Thank you very much. Jason Hughes gets a T-shirt there. Jason, if you could email me and let me know what size you are, and I shall put one in the post. Can you leave it to me, whether it's black or white? Put your preferred colour there, and I shall get that in the post. I can put that straight in the post because it won't require any more than a sort of large letter stamp on that, assuming you have nothing bigger than a large. Otherwise I'd put another one on there. Thank you very much. £14 super chat there from Sean Pye, purchasing Jason Hughes a T-shirt. Isn't that nice? Okay, so send us your email details there, Jason, and I shall get one of those in the post. Thank you very much. Sean Pye, a very generous person. He's bought other people's stuff in the post before. Let me just check the emails actually. Is that you already there? That's you already there, is it? Jason Hughes, 1938. Okay, you sent it as an email as well as a text earlier. That's very kind of you there. Are you going to play your music out your window like they're doing in Italy? No, I'm going to stand at my window and sing Barry Manilow songs. Are you coming to watch, Mick? Are you coming to watch? 10 and 12 midday. Probably the 10 o'clock mass then I watch, I would imagine, in the morning. I will watch that. I will only play Manilow music. That is quite right, Mari. Only Manilow music. That's all we're doing. All right. Good. Got down the end of that little list there. All right. What else have we got here? Let's have a look. Poor old Esther Ranson. She's had to cancel her birthday party. Bless her heart. Esther Ranson. Do you remember her on That's Life? That's Life was an excellent TV series in the 1970s, like Consumer Affairs, that sort of thing. Don't forget the phone number 0208 144 3477 if you want to call in. Esther Ranson has been forced to take drastic measures through the coronavirus outbreak. She's 79 now, and she's had to cancel her upcoming 80th birthday party, which she was due to celebrate in just a few weeks' time. This is in today's Daily Mirror. She's a much-loved star. She told BBC Radio 2 presenter that she was feeling strange and discombobulated amid the coronavirus madness. That's where I am, really. Yeah, that's how I feel. Very strange. I do feel very strange about the whole thing. Opening up about the year ahead, Esther admitted that she'd felt all her plans and thoughts had been ruined thanks to this highly contagious virus. It's all very strange, to be honest. All the thoughts and plans and ideas I had, including my 80th birthday this year, are actually being postponed until next year. There's a picture of her. She don't look 80. You know, she's also someone who clearly has not had any work done to her face. You know what I'm like on blooming plastic surgery? It just looks awful on people. Why do they have it done? And if it looks bad now, it does make me wonder, because plastic surgery, lips and all that business, that's big now, isn't it? You've seen many, many young girls who have had stuff done to their faces and they already look hideous. What's it going to be like as they age? It's going to look even worse, surely. Awful. She said the disappointed presenter went on to explain that Mother's Day, of course, on Sunday. We've got Mother's Day on Sunday. Another ideal opportunity to the virus jump from one person to another. Will also be a strange day, as she actually usually spends it with her family. I won't have the family around for Mother's Day this year, and that will be odd. They used to take me out, but you're supposed to look after your mother on Sunday, so they won't be here this year. So poor old Esther Ranson, feeling discombobulated. That's a good word, isn't it? Discombobulated. Shania's going to watch the 10 o'clock service as well. I do hope they have hymns, Shania. I really do hope they have hymns. We can sit there and join in, can't we? No problem at all, isn't it? Shania, haven't been around live for a while. What merch do you have at the moment? Well, we've got two ways of doing the merch now as well, Shania. I found a cheaper way of doing it if you can do on a PayPal type thing. Let's take a call. George is on the line. Hello, George.
Finally, you answer.
Well, we've been doing a bit of chat.
4 times I've called and you answered.
And we've been doing a bit of chat. What's your problem?
I love you. Something about cancelling.
Yes?
Yeah. I had to cancel my dancing.
You had to cancel what?
My dancing.
You're dancing? Do you do dancing?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. What sort of dancing is that then?
That's my Boogie Storm.
Boogie Storm. And what sort of music do you dance to?
You know, Break Free and...
What, I Want to Break Free? That one?
Yeah.
Oh, by Queen, yes, yes.
And Footloose.
Go on, sing a bit for us.
Oh, really?
Yes, really?
I want to break free.
Carry on.
I want to break free from your last as a new. I want to break free.
And what about Footloose? Do Footloose as well, please.
Ugh, I don't know the words to Footloose.
Any other songs that you dance to?
Play That Sax.
Sorry?
Play That Sax.
Play That Sax. I don't know that one.
No. You know, the Cabwa's theme tune, the gorilla with a monkey.
No, I must say I don't know what that one is.
When he was playing the drums.
No, don't know that one.
No. Okay. What else? What else would you know? It was a long time ago, but you know, what is it called? It's My Life.
It's my life. It's my life, my party. That one.
No.
Oh, Bon Jovi. Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun. It's my life. That one.
Yeah.
I know the one,
Yeah.
yes. Bon Jovi, yes. Bon Jovi.
What was the other one you would know? Gamma Style.
Oh, Gangnam Style. Oh, awful song. Awful.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry that you've had to cancel all your dancing, but you can do it at home, can't you? You can just put your music on and dance around at home.
Yeah.
I did it the other night, George. I did it the other night. Here's one for you to look up. It's very good. If you type in on the YouTube, Such a Good Feeling, and that's by Brothers in Rhythm. If you want
Okay.
a really good, and this a lot of you on here are sort of similar age to me, and you've been raving in the
Yeah.
past. I know you have, particularly in the 1990s. There was a song called "Such a Good Feeling" by Brothers in Rhythm. There is a live version of that on YouTube, as played, I think, by the Ulster Symphony Orchestra. If you type in into YouTube, if you type in "Such a Good Feeling" live Lush, Lush, you'll come up with it. Put it on, turn the music on, and you'll be. I was dancing in front of my telly the other night to that at full volume. You know, not too loud so that my neighbours could hear it, but it was really loud in there. Great. So remember that one, gang. Such a Good Feeling live Lush. That's what you want to type in, and you should come up with a big orchestra, possibly, I think it was in some sort of venue in Northern Ireland, filmed with a full orchestra, and it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Can I just say one thing? Is anybody listening?
To what?
To the live stream, is anyone listening?
To the live stream? What do you mean?
Yeah. Is anybody watching?
I would imagine so, yes.
Because I want to say this private.
No, you can't talk privately on this phone. They would all hear it.
I know.
All right,
I know.
George.
I'm joking.
Thank you very much, George. Cheerio.
Okay,
bye. Can't do private calls on here, I'm afraid, boys and girls. Everyone would hear. I wonder what you wanted to say. Perhaps you wanted to offer money. Talking of money, you can spend some of it right now, boys and girls, with our wonderful merch. Now, there's now 2 ways of buying stuff. Okay, I know some of you like to collect stuff, and I'm always concerned that stuff is expensive. Now, the reason stuff is expensive is generally because for 2 reasons. Not so much the price of the item, but putting it in the post and also taking off the 30% YouTube. So for every pound you set, easiest to say £10. For every £10 you was to send, YouTube take £3 of that. I'm not complaining at that. That's just how it is. That's the setup, and we accept that. However, you can always do it by PayPal, which will save you 30%. Now, one of the things is T-shirts, okay? These T-shirts. Now, we've always sold those as an £11 super chat, which means I actually, by the time they've gone in the post, okay, do make a little bit of a loss with those. It's not too much, you know, it's only a couple of quid, but nevertheless, it's a couple of quid. I'm going to keep those at £10. £11 super chat. I'm going to keep those at an £11 super chat, but if you do it on PayPal, it's a tenner, okay? So they're £10 on the PayPal, right? Right, as you are. Thank you for asking. We don't really do the adverts. We've now got hat. By the way, that's my new kettle from Morphy Richards. Not available to buy. Yeah, I'm very pleased with this. Look at it all. That's my lovely new red Morphy Richards kettle. Right, so what else have we got? We got hats. We got hats in 3 colours. We got black. There we go. There's the black ones. And we've got blue. And we got 2 white ones. There's only 2 white ones here. Oh, hang on a minute. Yep, there's 2 white. Oh, no, there's 3. There's 3 white ones. Okay, 3 white ones. That's all I've got. 3 white ones. Plenty of the other colours. There you go. They're the hats. The hats are £10 on PayPal, £13 on Super Chat. Okay, they're the hats. So you have a little think about these. We've still got the key rings. These are dirt cheap. £2 either PayPal or Super Chat. Just £2 for a key ring. We got bags. Bags. 1 minute. Oh God! Here's the bags. £10 on the PayPal. 13 on the Super Chat. Okay. All these things are also available as the main bingo prize. So if you win the bingo, you'll get one of these for nothing. All right. But people like to buy stuff as well, so you can buy these as well. And finally, we've got the clock. There's plenty of these in now. Now, these are a little bit dear, okay? On a PayPal, that's going to cost you... I haven't written that down. Here we are. PayPal, that's 25 quid, okay? PayPal. They're the most expensive thing, but that's just how they are. By the time you put it in the post, it's going to cost me about £24, £25. So £25 on a PayPal. I'm afraid 35 on the super chat, because remember they do take 30% of that, and if you send 30, I'll only get 21. See what I mean? So so that it pays for itself. That's very dear on the super chat, £35. I wouldn't recommend you buy one via super chat, or 25 as a PayPal. All right. So if at all possible, you want to be buying stuff via PayPal. It's cheaper for you. Makes no difference to me. It's the same to me whether it comes in on super chat or there. But to save you money, you're better off doing it on the super chat. Have you got any black t-shirts in medium? Says the green grass. Just a moment. I haven't got them up here, but I can check on my latest thing, on the latest order that Lee did for us. If I've still got that in front of me, I hope. There we are. Let's have a look. What's he done for me? It's not there. I'm sure I have got a medium black. I'm 100%. I'm 100% sure. Yes, I have got a medium black there. I do have a medium black. Now, if you're going to do it via PayPal, you need to let me know. Hello, I've just sent you on PayPal. That's the PayPal thing there. That's quite easy to do. They do send me a message. Yes, someone's just paid this, but you need to tell me as well, and you need to send me your full post address as well if you're going to do something on the PayPal. All right, my darling. Rachel bought one of the clocks. Rachel's bought one of the clocks. She says, your clocks should fit into a pizza box rather than a big box. Oh, well, that's excellent news then. So as soon as you send me the cash for your clock, could you add another £10 to it? Then I can have a pizza as well. And when the pizza's finished, don't worry, I got a plastic bag as well, and I can put it in the pizza box. Large? No, I'm not having a small pizza. Only large. What's the point in having a small pizza? I'm not going to make Aldi now, am I? 9:20. Never mind. I've got food in the fridge. It's not like we're going to starve to death, are we? Mark Bowles, if 5 people super chat £2 each, he can have a hat. No, it'd be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. No, that would have to be PayPal'd. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It would have to be 7 people doing a super chat. So if we get 7 people sending a £2 super chat, I can send Mark Bowles a hat for his birthday. Bless his heart. All right. Mike's emailed me your address. Have you, Mike? See if I've got that, Mike. Yep, got it there. Got it there. Thank you, Mike. Got your address there. That'll be in the post for you tomorrow when I pop down to the chemist to get my little asthma thing. All right. How much on Super Chat? For a T-shirt, 11. 11 for a T-shirt, okay? 11 for a T-shirt on Super Chat. Green grass. All right. 11 for a T-shirt on Super Chat. 10 for a PayPal. Okay. All right, let's see. Little advert's done there. Shania needs one of the bags. She's saving up. Are you saving up for a bag? As I say, Shania, try and do it as a £10 super chat. All right. Sorry, a £10 PayPal rather than a £13 super chat. Save yourself a little bit of money. Okay. But as you know, that's how it all works. All right. Mick needs a hat as well. Mick's hoping to win a hat on Sunday, I think. David in Hamill's keep it. David won a T-shirt the other week. He's keeping it in case he runs out of toilet paper. How rude! RT said hello to his Amazon thing this morning, and she just coughed back. Was it a bit like that? Was it? YouTube will always take a percentage. Yes, Michael, that's the setup. You know, you agree to that. I fully accept that. I fully accept that. That's how it is. If you don't want to use it, don't use it. I'm personally of an opinion like that with a lot of things. You know, it's like, like you go into a pub and it's like £5 a pint. You don't want to pay it? Don't sit there moaning. Just leave. Simple as that. That's my opinion with most of things. Except things that you're forced to buy, like repairs to the car. Christ, how much does that cost now? You know, funnily enough, I've just had my light and that done and some scratches fixed. Do you know the car's been in the garage a whole week? I can't believe that. who knows about motors? You've got to keep them ticking over. How many should you? How long can it be sat in the garage doing nothing? What's the longest you should let it do that before you take it out and go for a little run? You don't need to go far, do you? Sort of 10 minutes down the road and back. I mean, I could just go to the Marks and Spencer's BP garage and get myself some crisps or something like that, couldn't I? How long can you? There's plenty of blokes on here, proper blokes who know what they're talking about. How long can a car sit in the garage, as a matter of interest? Dr. Gregorian will pay me £3 for 30 loo rolls. Not available for sale, I'm afraid, Dr. Gregorian. Oh, we do have a loo roll here, don't we? Look. Do have a loo roll there. Now, the trouble is, again, the post. That's going to be a large parcel. So, the loo rolls are a £5 super chat. Thank you very much. Probably cost about $4.50 to send a damn thing. I could always flatten it a bit, couldn't I? And try and get it in one of those little padded envelopes or something. Michael, did you hear about the online choirs going around because of the virus? That's excellent. Yes, I did. Fantastic. Fantastic. This is like, I don't know, there's some sort of, I think it's an app on the iPhone and your Android phones that lots of people can be singing at the same time. Wonderful idea. Yeah, got to keep people, I think, you know, what's going to come out of this is lots of stuff. Lots of other things that are going to be of interest to people is going to come out of this. While people are sitting there, some people with excellent brains far superior to mine, are thinking of things for us all to do. We've got we got a $14.99 super chat coming in there from the Green Grass. There we go. Oh, it's a bit loud, isn't it? Thank you very much, Green Grass. You need to just let me know what you want there, okay? $14.99 super chat coming in for his T-shirt there. Medium black, I think you said. But could you email me that piece of information? And then I can act on it before because I'll miss it in there. All right, my darlings. Looks unlucky for you, Mark. I can't see any super chats coming in for you, my darling. Well, I'm sorry about that, my love. Never mind. Keep saving, my dear. Keep saving. Okay, Mark says, can you do your chav voice? What do you mean, my chav voice? Hey, you're right, mate. How's it going? Looking good tonight, Mark. Really good, mate. What are you doing later? I'll leave your bird at home. Come round here, mate. It's all right. I'll send her a 50 quid Marks and Spencer's vouchers. That'll shut her up. Come on, get round here. Stop mucking me about. Is that what you like, Mark? My chav voice. There you go. Can this app block Barry Manilow? Shut up, David. You love Jason. You love him. Thank you, Jason. Jason Hughes has just written a black XL. Okay, I'll have a look for that later for you, Jason. Look for that later for you, Jason, and hopefully that'll be in the post. You know I like to send... Oh, well, I'm going into town tomorrow. Not into town. I won't go... Try not to go into town among too many people. My local shops here have a post office, so I'll pop in there tomorrow. Hopefully it won't be too busy, and quickly wash my hands when I come back out again. So that'll all be sorted for you tomorrow. And don't forget, Green Grass, if you could just email me in there and let us know what you want. All right, my darling. Shania's saving her pennies. That's it. Save, Shania, shave. Mark Cordin's been drinking loads of water. Apparently, a nurse says you've got to keep hydrated even if you don't have the virus. Yes, that's correct, Mark. Always, throughout your entire life, you should drink a lot of water. I probably don't drink much water. I'm a big tea drinker. I'm a big drinker of tea. I have great big pot that I have in the morning, which equates to, you know, those large Starbucks mugs that you can buy. That large pot equates to about 2.5 to 3 of one of those. Yeah, I drink an awful lot of tea. Chav from Roehampton, that's me. You're right, Mark. Yeah, Mark. See, the trouble is, Mark, you come round here and meet me, you'll leave your missus immediately. I can't remember her name. What's her name? Is she still watching the show, incidentally? I know she gets a little bit funny when you're sitting there watching me. You know. I'll be one of those people, you'll come round here and I'll sit down on the on the settee with you with my hands down my tracksuit bottoms, looking really hard. Watching football on the telly or something like that. Michael doesn't drink anywhere near enough water unless it's a bottle of the fizzy stuff, yeah. Caffeine addiction, that's probably what I've got. I've got a little mini bottle of champagne in the fridge I might have at some point. I don't know. I don't really drink. I'd have that and I'd be absolutely drunk as a skunk. Perhaps that's when I should do my hair cutting. I'm still going to do my... Don't worry, I'll do it at some point. I've got a hair... It's actually a beard trimmer, but I'm going to use that to do my hair at some point, and I will video that. Whether it's live or not, I don't know. We had some people this morning saying, if you do it live, we'll send you loads of super chats. So I don't know if I'm going to do that or not live. I'll certainly record it either live or either live or as a recording. Hello to Paul and Lou joining us this evening. Evening, Paul and Lou. How much is the mirror ball? Not for sale. You want a mirror ball? They're not expensive. Mirror balls are not expensive. Honestly, they're not. Not expensive at all, mirror balls. You'll pick one of those up and a motor for about 30 quid. Off many sites. Have a look on Amazon. They're dirt cheap mirror balls. Possibly the best... disco lighting effect ever. Nothing has ever surpassed a mirror ball. I remember when I used to go to Pontin's holidays, and thank you, Dave. Just received your email there, Dave. Thank you, Dave. I remember when we used to go to Pontin's, and you'd go in the ballroom, and there'd be this beautiful mirror ball churning around and little lights dancing all over the place. A few years ago, one of the things I used to do on here, on Periscope, before all the blooming copyright police got involved in online fun, basically. No one's making any money. But when I was a DJ, I used to get a lot of new music coming through all the time. And I did this show. I don't think I scheduled it. It was on a couple of times a week, where I would literally play the music to people and they would vote on it. And while I was doing that, I'd have lights flashing. I'd have a light on the mirror ball and like various lights flashing in the studio to make it a little bit more like a disco. That was a lot of fun. You can't really do that now because the copyright police chuck you off. You know, oh, you're making money out of us. I don't think so. 10 people sitting there watching me play records. I'm making money out of you. No, I'm not, mate. And you couldn't really. It's not like people could sort of record it while you were playing it because I was talking over it anyway, asking for people's scores, and people would give it a score. You see. You know, so I might play, I don't know, Beverly Knight, Keep the Fires Burning. And, Mark's given that a 5. Paul's given that a 4. Mick's given that a 7. Mandy's given that an 8. Gary's given that a 2. So we're adding all that up, and that comes to a total of whatever the score was. And at the end, there would be the record that would become the record of the week. You see? The one with the most scores. And we used to have a lot of fun doing that, actually. But as I say, the copyright people got involved, and, oh, Christ, we couldn't do that anymore. That old crap in it, it really is. Yes, Pontin's was wonderful holidays in those days, in the 1970s, early 80s as well. They were hugely popular. And you get some really bad stories about Pontin's now, how much they've gone downhill. I don't know if they have gone downhill. I would have to go and find out whether they had or not. Or whether it's just that people's expectations of things these days are so much higher. You know? They want more for their money all the time. We used to go to Pontin's, as I say, and you get to this chalet. Oh, Mick Davenport wants a black woolly hat for his shrine for a $14.99 super chat. Thank you, Mick. That'll all be sorted. Usual thing, Mick, please, on an email if you don't mind. Just remind me to do that, and that'll all be in the post for you, okay? I've got plenty of envelopes and things like that at the moment, so I can do all this for you tomorrow morning. Thanks very much. May I ask, Mick, why didn't you do it as a super chat? It would have saved you a fiver, mate. Or sorry, as a PayPal thing. Or do most of you just not have PayPal? I thought it was a fairly common thing, to be honest, PayPal, but it doesn't seem to be. I don't know why. Perhaps none of you do have PayPal. Is that I thought PayPal was like as common now as having a bank account, but perhaps it isn't. I don't know. Can you sanitize it? Do you want me to wear it? Do you want me to put it on my head? Thanks, Mick. That'll be in the post for you. Yes, going back to the Pontin's, wonderful holidays, and we used to get there and you used to go in the chalet, and it would be a little bit musty, a little bit of a musty smell in there, But the food was always laid down. That was always part of it. And the food at Pontins, it was wonderful stuff. It wasn't mucked around with. It was proper basic English food, roast things, full English breakfast in the morning. You could have porridge. And I just remembered, I had wonderful times. And then the entertainment in the evening. And, of course, during the daytimes. Swimming competitions, donkey derby, all sorts of things going on Pontins. But if you have a look around on the internet at what some of the people say about Pontins now who have been to it, they got some really bad press from the people that have been. Not newspapers, the people that have been right to the papers. They send pictures of stained mattress. Oh, can you just imagine going somewhere and about to get into bed and you notice the mattress is wee stained on it? Awful. Just awful. Just awful. Where did we get to now? David reckons I nicked that from Pontins. The ones at Pontins are much bigger than that. That's the fairly small one. They're a wonderful thing to have. My friend Ray Reynolds has got one up in his conservatory with a couple of lights on it. I think they're really wonderful, those things. Is it $14.99 off Amazon? Quite possibly. I don't know how much they are on Amazon. You can certainly get a mirror ball and a motor for about 30 quid. Really. And then you can, or if you want to, get a little light and shine it on there so that the little lights go darting around the room. I haven't got anything to... Oh, I've got it. Wait a minute. I've got a light on here. If I can show you the effect that you have by putting a light on the top. Yeah, I see all the little lights now. I'm sort of probably behind it there. There you go. Now look at that. As you come further out, the lights will spread, and those lights will go. You have one on each side, you see. Ideally, you'd have 4 lights on there. You'd put it in the middle. You have one on each side of it, and it's just beautiful. It really is, all that business going around there, the old thing there. Hello to Lee Toby. Evening, Lee. Thank you, Lee. Lee does the shirts. That's Lee Toby. He does the shirts, you see. We've sold a couple tonight as well. A couple of people want a couple of shirts there, so they'll be going out. Thank you very much, Lee, for your work, as always, doing our T-shirts for you. Sean's wife is drinking loads of water. She's like a camel. And she got a hump. Oh, 2, right. My wife is like a camel. I've told her I'm on a water meter. Pack it in. Now you want to get water butts. I mean, the water is a bit dirty after it's come down off the roof, but it'll save you money. Just boil it. Rachel's got PayPal. Yeah, Rachel paid for her clock on PayPal. Rachel bought a hat and a clock and something else as well. A bag as well. I think Rachel bought a bag as well. All of which has now arrived, I'm pleased to say. Michael's got PayPal. Mick couldn't find me on PayPal. Well, I put the thing up there, Mick. Have another look. See if you can find it, Mick. Here you are, look. That's all you got to do. Type that in, I think. Hang on a minute. Let me try it myself. I don't know how that works because I set that thing up on the advice of someone. PayPal.me/Chris Reardon. That should take you straight there. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Oh, I know what you're doing. You're putting that into PayPal, aren't you? I don't think it works like that. You literally have to use that as a web address. You just type that in there and it comes up immediately. It tells you how to do it. All right. Yeah, Mike Scott. Mick couldn't find me. Mandy Pontins in Breen Sands has gone downhill big time. Yeah, that was a big one, wasn't it? The Breen Sands one. Don't think we ever went to that one. We went to Sand Bay, which was in Weston-super-Mare. I think Seacroft. Bracklesham Bay, which is gone. Riviera. Camber Sands. And there was one in Devon. There was one in Devon that we went to. I remember the one in Devon because of the hills. Oh, my God. We had this Austin MG. We had an MG car, old MG car it was. And, of course, there were 4 of us in the car. There was me and my mum and my dad and my sister. And, of course, loads of cases on the roof. We had the roof rack, all the stuff on there. And we come from London, from where we lived in Roehampton. Drove down to Devon and we come to these hills. Well, the car really struggled to get up this hill. We thought we were going to have to get out at some point. I think my dad was in second gear or something trying to go, because the hills in Devon, they're just so steep. Yeah, I certainly remember that one. There's the ones we used to go to. Maybe another couple as well. Tony says nearly everyone now has PayPal. I thought so. Mark's got PayPal, but nothing in it. Ah, Mark, you'll have to borrow some money, darling. We can do loans. We can do easy terms. £1 a week, 10 weeks. Do you want to open a book? Do you want me to open a book? Shall I open a book, Mark? So you can send like a £2 PayPal every week or something like that until you get to 10, then I can send it to you. Do you like the idea of that? Everything has to be paid for and accounted for. Some people say, oh, why don't you just send him? Because if I sent one, that would open the floodgates, wouldn't it? It really would. Poor Mark. I love you, Mark. I love you, Mark. How much for a signed T-shirt? Well, I don't really do sign. Well, you want me to sign the T-shirt? Same price. Same price. There's no more for a signature. You know. You wouldn't be able to wear it, I don't think, then, would you? Oh, sorry, wash it. You wouldn't be able to wash it. But yeah, £10 on a PayPal, or where is that thing again? Is it up there? Yeah, £10 on PayPal, £11 super chat. Up to you. Okay, I don't mind signing it if that's what you want. Although it'd be a bit difficult to sign the black ones, I suppose. Oh, I don't know. Was it? I suppose I could sign it where the white bit of the Union flag is. That might be possible to do. Yeah, because that's like a plasticky stuff, you know. I think you have to be careful how you wash them. Same with all those printed things, you know. You need to be careful how you wash them. You put them in there in a boil wash. That's it, mate. Say goodbye to the T-shirt, you know. Gentle washing. Got to be gentle. Something I'm not used to being, gentle. I hope I'm not being. I hope people aren't gentle towards me. Mark Bowles, I hope you're not gentle. I should be most disappointed. Russ doesn't have PayPal. He's never used it. Okay, fair enough. Mick is the PayPal king. I've bought thousands of items off eBay. Well, how comes you can't find me on there? Did you type it in? Yeah, Rachel couldn't find me at first. Oh, it's interesting. I had to click on the link he sent me. Then it went straight through. There you go. So that's the link. Use that link that I've put there. All right, and it goes straight in. Mandy's on a water meter as well. She drinks bottled water. That's the dearest way of doing it, Mandy. Have you seen it? Even before the coronavirus, have you seen the amount of bottles of water people buy? They're off their heads, I'm telling you now. People are off their heads buying this stuff. PayPal couldn't find me. I don't know why. That's the thing there. Just type that into your address bar and it should come straight up. Because it should come straight up there. Breen Sands was an old prisoner of war camp. Is that a fact? I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. I didn't know that. Mandy, try drinking Bristol water, Fran. It's vile. Oh, is it really? Never mind, darling. Never mind. Right. Where are we? Here we go. Weddings. Coronavirus chaos. As church says, weddings would be limited to now 5 people. If you go to church and have your wedding, only 5 people. It says the number of people attending church weddings. I don't know if the Catholic Church has banned all weddings at the moment. It says the number of people attending church in this morning's Sun during the coronavirus should be limited to the legal minimum of 5, the Church of England said today. Church of England one. The people attending a wedding should only include the priest, bride and groom and 2 witnesses. That'd be a bit of a sad wedding, wouldn't it? I mean, you might as well go in a blooming registry office, to be honest. In a state, of course, if you're Catholic and you go and get married in a registry office, you're not really married. You know, I should never forget my dear Catholic priest, Father Symes, his name was. Such a wonderful man. Father Symes, he was a little bloke. And he had the voice of a lion. He did not need a microphone. The way he spoke and the way he sang, he was so loud. And he was an enormously popular priest at our church in Roehampton at St. Joseph's, where, well, I was playing the organ. It's all stopped at the moment. There's no masses going on at the moment now. But I've been back there twice, sometimes 3 times a month, and it's been wonderful, really, to be involved in your old childhood church, to be honest. But Father Symes, I'd first of all been an normal member of the congregation. There was an altar boy in my younger days. Then I started playing the organ there, and then I met up with someone, and we got married. And we got married in a registry office, which I didn't want to do, but that's what she wanted, so we did that. Really, we got married in a registry office instead of a church. I think she was a little bit anti-religious, but that's just how it was, you know. Anyway, so we got married. Of course, it didn't last very long, a matter of a few months, and then that finished. And then when I went back to church, I'd started playing the organ again, and Father Symes was there. He did make me laugh. Father Symes, all right, Father. Hello, Chris, how are you? What was all that business about you getting married? I was 21 at the time. And I'm like, oh, I don't know, Father. Was it just youthful foolishness? I said, yeah, probably a bit of that, Father. Oh, well. Well, never mind. It was a registry office, so it doesn't matter anyway. And walked off. And that was Father Symes. He was very good at making you feel good. And he died a few years ago now. I never forget the day they had a burglary at the priest's house. In those days, back in the 1980s, this would be, early 80s. In those days, generally in a church, you'd have several priests. And this particular church, St. Joseph's, at that point had 3. We had Father Symes, he was the parish priest. We had Father Gallagher, and we had Father Hartley. I'm not sure if he was there at the same time or possibly another one. But nevertheless, one night the priest's house was broken into, and Father Gallagher discovered this burglar. I'm not quite sure what happened. Nevertheless, Father Gallagher then had a heart attack because of this and was taken to hospital and subsequently died in hospital because of the shock of finding a burglar, I suppose. And I'll never forget his funeral. And Father Symes, this very strong character, was part of the funeral thing. I can't remember who presided over the funeral. It may well have been the Bishop Cyril at the time. I can't remember who it was. But I was there. And bless his heart, Father Symes came onto the thing and just lost it. I never forget that. It was so incredibly sad. It was just awful, because they were very, very close friends. Very close friends. And it was obvious when they were on the altar together doing their bits and pieces that they, you know, and they would have a laugh together and all that. It was incredibly sad. And anyway, years went by and then Father Symes was retired. We understood that he'd got too old and therefore he had been retired. And he'd been there for years. I mean years. A couple of decades he was parish priest at this particular church. And they retired him. Or I thought they'd retired. Although years later, afterwards, I discovered that he actually wanted to go. That's what the parish secretary told me. That he actually did want to go at that point. And anyway, after he left from the church, and he was always quite a well man, you know. I remember him holding mass and sneezing over the altar and all that business. And then he was retired and he went to a place in Hove. I never saw him after that. And then I don't think he lasted very long, and then he started becoming ill. And I always thought that was because he was kind of forced out of the church that he loved. But I'm not so sure that was the correct story now. So, yeah, he was a wonderful man, Father Symes. But in those days, going back to this wedding story, we would have like 3-4 weddings on a Saturday, like literally one after the other. There'd be one booked for 11. There'd be another one in at 12:30, another one in at 2 o'clock. Now, they're lucky to hold 2 or 3 a year in the church, weddings. So you might as well be done in a registry office. If there's only like a maximum of 5 people, it says in the Sun, in a statement released today, the new advice said that ceremonies will have to be very significantly scaled back to keep in line with social distancing advised during the coronavirus. And the last thing you want is all these people, several of them possibly likely to be carrying some sort of virus at this point. You know, in a couple of weeks' time, you know, you won't be able to be in a group of people where at least a few of them haven't got this thing. Well, yeah, when you think about it, you won't. Quite apart from the service in the church, what about the do afterwards? You know, people dancing, screaming, getting drunk, lots of hugs, lots of deep snogging with tongues. Won't it? Won't be able to, can't do any of that. How can you do any of that? But I do feel sorry for those people who have arranged weddings and stuff like that, and honeymoons and meetings with parents and things like that. And now all that's out the window now. All that's out the way. I feel we'll lose, of course, lots of money as well. But, you know, sometimes there are times when you've got to put the financial thing on the side. Okay, so we're going to lose X hundred, X thousands of pounds. That's just how it is. Accept it and move on. I think you've got to in this day and age. Your health must come first. Your health must absolutely come first. Fran there talking there. There's Adrian Richardson. Good evening, Adrian. Welcome to the show. Michael Lawrence wants a hat as well. Hats are £10 or £13 super chat. Shania, the link works if you put the link put up there. It does work. I thought so. Don't try putting it into PayPal because that doesn't work. Just use the link as it is. Exactly as it is. There it is. Type that. I keep bringing it up today. I don't want to keep... I'm not like begging to sell stuff, but it's there if you want it, is it? Just put that in. Put that in. Not PayPal : Just put... Maybe I should get rid of that. Is that confusing, yeah? I bet that would confuse people as well. Hang on a minute. Let me get rid of the... PayPal. Where's PayPal? Come on, where are you? Is that the you? Is that you? No. Let's just... It's that one, is it? Hang on a minute. Let's just get rid of that bit there. Because I think sometimes stuff confuses people, doesn't it? There you go. How's that look? Does that look better? Oh, now there's a gap. Let's do it all live, shall we? There you go. Is that better? So that's what you should put in there, okay? Exactly that and nothing else. And that should bring up the payment thing there so you can understand how that works. All right, thank you, Shania. Michael remembers 3 of the priests I used to have. Father Joe, Father Tony and Father Philip. And Sister Geraldine, one of the church sisters. Yeah, they've all got like nuns that help as well, haven't they? Church. Well, they used to have... There's hardly any nuns around now. You used to have convents full of nuns. There's a couple of convents, or there were a couple of convents in Roehampton, one up the high street. And one that was quite close to our house. There was actually several convents in Roehampton full of nuns, and there's hardly any of them in there now. And those that are very old. Young girls don't become nuns anymore. I suppose that would be a thing. It's very sad, really, to see your past just dying out in front of you, isn't it? I hate it. I hate it. Michael's church was St. Joseph's as well, was it really? Oh, yeah. Is it Bingo Sunday? Yes, indeed, Rachel. Bingo will happen on Sunday. Bingo will be live on Sunday, 8 o'clock. If you've never played the bingo before and you want to play this week, you need to register for it. Send me an email to that email address, say, please register me for the bingo, and you'll be in for Sunday. But you must do that before Sunday, okay? Because we have to set it up. All right? We have about... I think there's about 70 players now. There's 70 people playing the bingo, or at least there's 70 people registered to play the bingo at the moment. Something like that. And they don't always play it all at the same time. But you have to play it live. You have to be with us Sunday night at 8 o'clock if you want to play the bingo. You need to be registered for that as well. So if you haven't registered for the bingo, just send me an email to that address there, my darlings, and I will add you into the system, okay? Well, it's 10 to 10. I shan't be making Aldi, will I? That's okay. I just starve now. No one cares. No one cares. Got plenty in the freezer. I don't know what I'm going to have tonight, actually. What shall I have tonight? I'm tempted. What shall I have tonight? I don't know. I'll decide later. Michael used to work at a registry office in town. Oversaw my cousin and her husband coming in to get all their details sorted. Yeah, registry offices, weddings. They're not much, are they? Have you been to one before? There's not a lot goes on at a registry office wedding. A little bit boring, really, to be honest. Yeah, no hymns, dear. Where's the hymns? Where's the hymns? Exactly. Weddings, you can only have 5 people, as I was saying there. Yeah, that's right. There we are. Rachel's thinking of becoming a nun. Well, you better go confession first, Rachel. Christ, you must be in there for years, dear. You'll be in that confessional box for years, my darling, won't you? Right. There's Mike Cullen's comment there. I shan't read that out. 70 people, it's like gala. That's right, Mark. All right. We're going to close the phone lines now, boys and girls. Thank you very much, sir. Those that took the time and trouble to call in this evening. But I need to go and have my dinner. I'm feeling quite peckish. I can't believe it's 10 o'clock now. 10 to 10. It's 10 to 10 already, isn't it? 10 to 10 already, boys and girls. Never mind. We've had a good old chat tonight, I think. I've enjoyed myself anyway, boys and girls. I hope you have as well. Okay, hopefully I'll be back with you again tomorrow morning, boys and girls, on this channel. Just a minute, what have I done wrong there? Why is that doing that? Am I pushing the wrong button up there? Why is that? Why does that bring down the music? Oh, I see what's happening there. That's all right, it's not affecting you, is it? That's not affecting you at all. No, there we go then. All right, boys and girls, that's it for our show this evening. Hopefully I'll be back with you again tomorrow morning. We seem to be with you around about 10 o'clock at the moment. I'm kind of laying in a little bit longer than I used to. So around about 10 o'clock tomorrow morning for another little bit of a chat. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. You enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening. And I'll see you again tomorrow around about 10 o'clock. Have a good evening. Bye-bye now.